Hello, sumo fans.
It's time for September fun.
I know you have all been waiting because I've seen it. People were feeling restless. It's like, it's summer, but we're ready for more sumo. So, luckily, we're going to have it very soon.
People feel really amped up for this one.
Because September has a feel to it like, I don't know, everybody goes back to school, back to work. Everything just gets serious. It's like, it's go time. We're going to really see who's going to be top dog at the end of the year. And it's going to start right here.
It sure is.
So, anyway, are we ready? Are we pumped? Okay, quick little public service announcement from your friends at 42 Opinions. I just wanted to quickly say, as we're going into this preview show and beyond, kind of what 42 Opinions represents as a show to us and what it doesn't represent. And it's basically two sumo fans hanging out, talking about sumo. Picture if you were sitting with your own friends talking about sumo. And we just say stuff. We give our opinions. We watch a bunch of cool videos on YouTube. But it's not meant to be like a news show. We're just hanging out, having a good time. So if ever there's something that comes up that's like, hey, that didn't happen exactly like that, just look it up, get a translation, find something. We're just hanging out and having fun, talking together, and we're letting you come in like you're hanging out with us too. So, hence the name, 42 Opinions. Like them or not, they're just our opinions. So, why don't we start with our opinions on these sumo wrestlers?
Oh man, talk about a transition. Let's talk about the Yokozuna. That's not a hot topic at all.
No, there hasn't been like a lot of opinions about Yokozunas lately.
Goodness.
There's enough opinions to like store money in a bank, I tell you. So our top guy is Onosato, our newest Yokozuna, the one who had such high hopes for him, and strangely enough, he did not live up to the hype, but he still got an 11-4. The only reason he didn't live up to the hype was that those four were Maegashira men. So we're in an interesting place with the Yokozuna. He's at the top. He's, he didn't face Hoshoryu last time, so there's no, like, Hoshoryu putting a definitive stamp on, I'm the guy. And I think everybody still has the same expectations for him. The question is, can he carry the weight of those expectations?
I need this Senshuraku so badly. I need these two guys to fight.
I know. It's not right without them fighting.
Look, they can both be 1-13 going into the last day. They're not going to. But, it could be for nothing. The U-show could already be decided. I just need these two guys to fight.
It almost feels like the world stops when they fight on day 15.
We've not had, two Yokozuna going at it. We had it once. Technically, Onosato wasn't...
He wasn't Yokozuna yet.
He wasn't Yokozuna yet.
But he was about to become
We got that taste.
Well, there's a variety of fans of this channel. Some who've been watching sumo since the 80s, and then some who just started last tournament. John and I still remember the days when you could expect at least a Yokozuna and Ozeki on the last day, but typically you had your pick, right? Kakiryu, Atamifuji, Hakuoho. You were gonna get the Yokozuna match, and we've kind of been starved for that until these guys just very recently ascended to the position. So we want it.
I mean, I'm hungry.
Yes. I want that more than anything.
Yeah. I will say that Onosato is going to come here with something to prove.
Yes.
Both Yokozuna are. But for Onosato, everybody's talking about how bad it is. He gave up 4 Kimboshi in his first U show. Now, it's a separate discussion about whether or not we should care about that. But coming into September, the expectation for him is that he needs to kick everybody's B-U-T-T.
Yeah, his coach in particular.
Oh, yeah.
He's not happy with this. He's living vicariously through his student because the last great Japanese Yokozuna was supposed to be him, and now it's his student. So he's not going to tolerate it. But, Onosato's going to Onosato, so we'll see what happens with that.
There's that recap. One of the Kimboshi, it might have been the Tamawashi one, where Onosato is being thrown out of the ring in July into Nishionosuke Oyakata's lap, and his poker face was locked in.
He didn't even flinch.
Did not flinch, didn't say anything, but that moment was burned into both of their minds.
He's sitting there like, you
SOB.
The funny thing was watching the former Takayasu react to that match. That was amazing.
So,
surprise.
I feel like that is going to be the kind of Onosato that's going to come out in September. One who's just like, okay, I'm serious now. I don't have the jitters. And I'm sick and tired of everybody.
He's pretty much done that every time. Every time he's leveled up, he's had something that you would call off, but really not off for most of these guys, off for him. And then he gets a little bit better and he fixes the mistakes. So I keep saying to people, in my heart, what I believe is, in enough time, Onosato will be unstoppable and you'll forget about this period of time.
You will.
So that's where I think we're heading.
I'm already looking forward to the moment where people talk about Onosato as if he was always dominant. And then you're going to look at this time next year, and you'll be like, oh yeah, he was 11-4 on his debut, and then he never did worse since.
Right.
And people are going to forget this whole Komboshi thing.
I think, I knew the Hakuoho was amazing, but I really went back and looked at the records. I think it's just that Hakuoho was so amazing. No one's going to live up to that until people forget about Hakuoho. Like, there will come a point where there's a generation that didn't really know him that well. And then Onosato will be their only frame of reference.
It will be when in the present we talk about Taiho and Shionofuji, and that we didn't experience them. There's ways to experience them. There's the Grand Sumo Legends stuff, which is good, and all sorts of historical databases with all these sumo matches. But like that, when we get into that mindset, it'll be a little bit fairer to these two Yokozuna, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with that. So speaking of a Yokozuna with a lot on his mind, Hoshoryu got demoted from that top spot to Yokozuna 1 East, 1-4-10. Okay, so he had the toe injury, went in, didn't work out for him. I've heard around the grapevine, true or not true, don't know, don't care, but I heard around the grapevine, possible banging himself up again during training. So the question is, first of all, and I asked this question almost rhetorical because I don't think we're going to get an answer. Is Hoshoryu ever going to be able to train in a way where he doesn't hurt himself? That's question one. But question two is, can he just fight through it?
That's something he needs to figure out. Mm-hmm. And this for Onosato, it's more of a pride thing, I think, that he needs to go out there and show that it's a good time. For Hoshoryu, it's a little bit more practical. Mm-hmm. Hoshoryu is now he's had more Kyujo than he has Yokozuna performances. And there's the discussion about all of that. That's a separate discussion. And for September, he needs to put something on the books. He has to know that.
Yeah, it's getting to that time where I'm getting nervous, and not nervous because I think I know what's going to happen, but just nervous seeing a pattern. Being a longtime Takayasu fan, I've been through some things, and I do worry that injuries might just be a part of his sumo from here on out, either by just bad luck, something to do with his body itself, or just some people, the way that they handle pressure. His idea of handling pressure is, let me train harder, let me train longer. It might not be working out, but he has time to figure it out, hopefully. And where my mind actually goes regarding both Onosato and Hoshoryu is, I just start over every single tournament. Okay, we're going to forget about the last one. This is the tournament where it's going to turn around, and I just want to keep that eternal optimism for these guys.
I am thinking both of these guys are going to go in again, with something to prove. What they have to prove is differently. I am hoping for 6-1, 7-0.
To start off.
To start off.
We need that, I think.
I'll settle for a 5-0. Just the opening third. Just thrash.
Because it's all Maegashira dudes. Wait, is it all Maegashira dudes for them?
Maegashira, they may throw Kamasubi at them at the beginning. But they pull from this.
Right. So the first week is important for both of them because of the Kimboshi talk. But I really am in the situation where I'm Just win. Like, I'm not going to worry about the Kimboshi. Like, everyone can laugh and joke. Ha 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 ha. What's the final score? That's all I'm going to worry about.
I think both of them will give up one.
Definitely.
Maybe two. And then what'll happen is then they'll be in the race. That's my hopes for September. That it's everybody else falls away.
Yeah, and let it be about these two, and
that's
better luck next time for the rest of you guys.
I feel like that is what these two guys are going to be gunning for, and that's what's getting a lot of people fidgety.
Well, it's funny because, and we'll move forward from this in a second. The story every tournament should be about the Yokozuna. But then there's all the other stories, and the question is, which story will triumph? Like when you have someone on an Ozeki run, or somebody, a brand new Yusho winner who might have something to say. But to start off, the tournament should be about the Yokozuna, and they set the pace for everything else that's going to happen. So I'm crossing my fingers, I'm knocking on wood, I'm saying prayers for Hoshoryu to be healed and to do well in this tournament. I'm not showing my bias at all.
Just get to day 15. Get to day 15.
Get to day 15 in good shape, though, because if it's like if it's not a good score, then we got another problem where they start talking about retirement talk and all that. So, yeah, lots of hopes, lots of nerves, but not as many as we will feel for Kotozakura. Ozeki 1 East, our lone sole Ozeki, carrying. Not having to carry it on his own because he has the Yokozuna, but carrying the rank for some time. 8 and 7. He's gutted it out. He's keeping himself out of the Katabon carousel, but that knee is not good.
All he can manage is to stay out of Katabon, which not bad, but for somebody who this time last year
was the first one to go for Yokozuna.
He was the first one because it was November. So next tournament, he won it. And then January was going to be his chance. That he was going to be the first one at the belt. And then it has been all a disaster since then.
It shows you how important staying healthy is. It's just as important as everything else. And that may not be in your control. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just something that nags in the back of your head. Because I would have bet Kotozakura would have been Yokozuna before Hoshoryu. I would have bet that Kotozakura would have been dominant. But you always know that if injury comes in, it changes the whole scope. And unfortunately for him, that is what has happened. When you overcompensate for the knee, then other things can go wrong, like the back. And then it's a spiral downward. And it's the same question for him that I just asked for Hoshoryu. A, can you ever get healthy without taking a tournament off? So he's got a few more questions. 2, can you get healthy if you let yourself drop out of Ozeki? And 3, what do you actually want from your career? Because at this point, he's very close to where he's going to have to make a decision on question 1 or question 2. He can continue on fighting hurt and get his 8 and 7s and stay Ozeki. Maybe that's the best he'll ever be able to do, and maybe he's waiting on a miracle. He could drop out of Ozeki and get whatever surgeries or whatever healing and try what others have tried, but very few have actually accomplished, and try to get back to his rank and higher. Or, just keep going until you have to retire.
For September, and it sucks to say this, but he's like a dark horse pick for the Yusho. We do not expect him to be in the race.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love it. But I feel like his role is going to more be playing foil for everyone else.
Yeah.
So, still injured, but still getting 8 wins. And more often than not, he's going to beat somebody who needed that win.
Right, and he could be the Ozeki gatekeeper. That could be what his career is.
For his career, that's certainly up to him, and I agree that he needs to figure out his injuries, decide not to, or take the risk. Like that is the choice that will be looming over him until he no longer has the ability to choose, honestly.
Right.
But for now, the fun out of Kotozakura is figuring out whose life he's going to ruin. Him and Takayasu are actually a little bit more similar.
Yeah.
In that regard.
It's gotten to that point.
But I would say Takayasu has a better chance at the U show.
Oh man,
What a sentence!
that is that's not what Kotozakura wants to hear. That's
No,
for
it's
sure.
not. He doesn't listen to the show. It's fine.
Thank goodness. But I mean, I agree with you. I think Takayasu's found a way to manage his injuries and found a way. He's been doing this for so long. Kotozakura is still, he's not green, but he's not a veteran yet. So he'll find a way one way or the other. And I like how you said he has to make a choice before there is no longer a choice.
Yeah, there's some people that the choice is made for them because it's way too long.
That was Takayasu.
Yeah.
The choice was made for him. He had a moment in time where he could have tried. I personally think as long as nothing bad ever happens to him health-wise in the future, he made the best choice for him. There was no way he was coming back up to Ozeki if he, took the time off. That's why Kotozakura can't say what he should do. Because who knows what you can do. Like, you make these choices and then see what happens.
I like to imagine somebody who doesn't recognize Takayasu because he's lost so much weight, like trying to tough guy him in about 6 months, because he's gonna have his haircutting ceremony this month, I believe.
I think it's October 4th, actually.
Okay, in a month.
In a month.
Aoyama, my boy, had it recently.
Yes.
But give 3 to 4 months when his hair grows back and it's all normal. I like to imagine some tall, lanky guy just starts giving him shit, and he
just palms him.
Just yeah.
It's still in there. He may not have the size, but it's still in there. I know. I love that scenario.
I play that in my head when I'm upset.
That's a good one.
Anyway, so talking about from Ozeki to Ozeki hopefuls.
Yes, and here's somebody that Kotozakura could mess with quite badly. Wakatakakage. So, he's sitting at 22 wins. He needs 10 or 11 more to make the 33. You think he needs a Yusho?
We were talking about this when Hoshoryu became Yokozuna. There's all the discussions about the outside factors for Hoshoryu, about how he sort of had the Yusho equivalent. Some people thought he wasn't ready. Some people thought he was doing enough. And then there was the X factor of Terunofuji's retiring. We're not going to have a Yokozuna. We should have somebody. Hoshoryu's there. He did a back-to-back. It's given to him. Wakatakakage is in a similar situation where he can have the same score and different things can happen to him based on everyone else.
Yeah.
He gets another 11-4. It's 33 wins. He's not had a Yusho in those past 3 performances. And that's where everything else is going to matter. If there's an 11-4, Kotozakura, Kyojo's out, and neither of the Yokozuna win the Yusho, he may become Ozeki out of a more practical need. If the Yusho is 12-3 and he was a runner-up and he lost on the last day, that's a different 11-4 than Onosada with a 14-1 or Hoshoryu with a 14-1. But if Wakatakakage wins the Yusho, there is no ifs.
It's just done.
It's done.
And we've been in need of a new Ozeki for a while now. So the pressure's on Wakatakakage. The interesting thing about him is that, before the injury, he was up here. This is a place he's very familiar with. We've been asking this whole time. Does he have the level up to go to Ozeki? He's very, very close now. I have a strong feeling he can do it this time. But there are things working against him.
September is it feels very perilous.
I agree.
We have, and we're not even down at the other perils here, because we have Yokozuna, you gotta do something.
Yep.
We go to Kotozakura, you're like, how long are you gonna 8-7? We go to Wakatakakage, you're like, you gotta do something now. This is his moment.
Right. If he doesn't take this now, he may not get another shot. Could you imagine, there's a scenario in which he has a terrible tournament and gets kicked out of Sanyaku? We've seen this happen.
Yeah, we've seen this happen to people, to Kirishima, to Wakamoto Haru, people here. It's happened to recently.
So it's very, perilous is the right word.
Yeah,
This is we're not messing around. Everybody get it together and really put on your best sumo, because everybody's got something to prove. So it isn't just, if you do good, you'll be okay. No, you have to be better. than everybody else to get your goal.
I will agree with one of your earlier statements, though, that this form of Wakatakakage, the one that we have with us right now, like this is the best version of Wakatakakage we've seen. So this is his best chance.
Yeah, in prior time when he was threatening for Ozeki before the injury, he wasn't as good as he is now.
No.
The field is better now than it was in the past when he was in that spot.
And he's still better than the people around him.
Exactly. So he just has to stay very focused, I would say.
So I agree with the focus. Like, it's like, this is the moment he needs to take it. I also agree that maybe it'll never come back down again. If he doesn't get it, like if it is like an 11-4 and they say try again next tournament, like I still think he's still in the running. Like when it comes to Kirishima, definitely when it comes to Takayasu, like once they're going to be in their runs, it's a very that's a bit of a squirmy, uncomfortable stomach feeling. You're like, this might not happen again.
More often than not, you will see people fail at their goal than succeed because it's just astronomical odds, which is kind of why when people get on about the Hoshoryu didn't deserve Yokozuna, it's like the odds to actually accomplish this, to even get yourself close enough to be considered, are really, really high. Like, you're not going to have a whole bunch of people knocking on the door. Wakatakakage knows this. I am worried about injuries for him too. He's a little bit older, and with that previous injury, maybe a little bit more susceptible. But that's just a general concern I always have, and what can you do? I can walk out of my house and I can trip over a branch and hurt myself. You know, it's kind of equal in that sense. I have good feelings. I just hope I'm right.
Yep, knocking
on every piece of wood in this room. So, best of luck to Wakatakakage. We will see very early in the first week what kind of shape he's in. Now we have Kirishima, who maintained his rank of Sekiwake 1 West with the 8-7. I was going to say he's somewhere around Ozeki run, but not quite there yet.
He was. Let's look at the numbers specifically. But he was on a tear, and right before he completely crashed out in the final few days of July, like he had an 11-4, and then right here he was 8-2.
It was looking like another.
We're like, okay, maybe he gets the Yusho, and then when he lost to Onosato and Kotozakura, like right here, like, okay, he's not going to get the Yusho, but he's going to be prepping for Ozeki in September, and then he loses out. And just
there's the example right there. As I was talking about Wakatakakage, this is what could happen to you.
Yep.
Where it's within your grasp and then something goes wrong.
Mathematically, 14 wins is the 33, and a 14 wins is almost guaranteed to be a Yusho.
Right, so there's a dark horse possibility.
More realistically, we need to look at other factors. Namely that, now we're here, he has been in Sanyaku this is going to be his 4th consecutive tournament in Sanyaku. His larger problem before was that he couldn't stay.
Right.
And he always kept getting injured, falling out. He was up and down, him and Wakamoto Haru and a couple others. So now we're seeing this pattern that, like, 8-7 is, like we're saying, 8-7 is not great for the Ozeki run, but like you're there, you're constant.
Right. It kind of like held the place, I guess.
And thinking back to when Kiribayama turned into Kirishima, this consistency was his foundation. Mm-hmm. And he brought himself up from 8 wins to 9 wins to 10 wins to 11 wins, and then that's when he made the final jump. This is a lot of optimism coming out of me right now. I don't know if you've noticed. But
I expect nothing less.
So, potentially, something does a breakaway, and then his week 2 issues from July are gone. I think it's more optimistic to say that, like, this version of Kirishima, Ozeki or not, has been really fun to watch, has been exciting, and that the Ozeki brand of sumo, if not the level of sumo that Kirishima has, seems to be coming back. Or before, when he had the neck issues and the injuries, sometimes it got rough to watch.
Yeah, and the neck injury is something that's never going to fully go away. So, you're looking at a thing with Kirishima, and we're talking about what are you going to do with your career, where he has already made Ozeki once, so he can just keep trying for it, just to get back to where he was. But it's just, like you said, it's fun to watch him. He puts on great matches, and maybe that's the most we can actually expect from him. Maybe he'll get Ozeki, maybe he won't. But he already was one, so we can, we still see the Ozeki style, whether he holds the rank or not. But I'm feeling a little like, I don't know. I don't know if he can do it, but I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying I don't know. And very similar man. We just said it.
Nice
Takayasu.
transition, Maria.
Exactly. Sorry, your transition. Takayasu also maintained the Komusubi 1 East, 10-5. So this is good news for him. For a while, it was like he'd have these amazing performances where he'd get a Jung Yusho, and we would talk about how depressing it is that he can't get a Yusho. And maybe he touched on Yaku, and then he crashed right back out. Now he's staying.
This is a very good sign.
He had that nice stay of execution with that 6-9, and he rewarded everyone with it.
He came back around. There is nobody going to doubt at 10-5 that he deserves to be where he is.
Mm-hmm. So now we're just looking for what's next for Takayasu. What is left in the tank? What is he capable of showing us?
I mean, every time he shows up and he does well, it's like he managed his injuries well. His back held out for him, and he was able to perform in the way that we know that he can.
Right, because we're talking about, once again, an Ozeki. Takayasu was an Ozeki. For the standpoint of when you retire, whatever your highest rank was, that's what you are. You are that rank. I still look at Takayasu as though he is an Ozeki, even though technically he's not.
His aura's back, the Ozeki aura. It was gone. There was that precarious situation earlier in the year that like he was just fighting like a veteran more than he was an Ozeki, and now he is more Ozeki.
Yeah, Well, Takayasu, I feel like we can't give up on him, even if we want to, even if we're tempted to be like, no, I'm not going to root for him anymore. He keeps dragging us back in.
I can't stop. It's a drug. I see Takayasu doing well, and then you just every single sad walk and eyes scrunched, lying on the ground.
It's all gone.
You're just like, we need it. We need
this so bad. No one can understand. Like, if you're not a sumo fan, you're like, you don't understand. I just need Takayasu to win a Yusho. I can't let it go. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'm not predicting it, but I'm not letting it go.
We will hold that hope out. A 10-5 like this, we're just like maybe we're coming into September with a little more hope than normal.
Yes.
And we're still in that tug of war of you can't want this thing too much.
I know. You'll just get disappointed. Your heart will be broken.
Oh, goodness.
So, now we finally get to one of the new hype. And this has been, believe it or not, most people are on the Onishiki train, but there is some skepticism. So I want to get into the skepticism too.
Interesting.
Yes.
This felt like one of the most cut and dry hype trains.
Oh, no. There's always somebody who can undermine the hype train.
Okay.
And they were within our 42 Opinion subscribers. So we'll talk about it. Anyway, Onishiki finally gets his Sanyaku spot. We kind of been just sitting around waiting. It's like, when is this going to happen? Because it was inevitable at this point. But here's the thing. Sanyaku curse.
It is. So there have been some people recently that like they laugh at the Sanyaku curse.
True. Far more now than before.
Well, you have some of these like real hot shots. You've got, I'll just scroll up at these names here. They don't care about the Sanyaku curse.
No.
So I am expecting Onishiki to just take this in stride. That is going to be exciting. But to your point, and to the larger point of the difference in feel of being in Komusubi, it will be interesting to see if that causes any sort of a shakeup.
Well, I was thinking about this a lot because, like I said, there were some people who have a few doubts. And I remember myself when I came up as I think when I was like a white Q or maybe a blue belt, I felt really, really good at sparring because I was a white Q and a blue belt. And I had maybe a little bit more energy and exuberance, and I was fighting pretty well for my rank. As soon as I got up to green belt, I was like, man, I suck. And it's really a thing. You can't understand it exactly until you go through it. Rank does mess with your mind because, first of all, you can be lower Maegashira doing great. Look at this guy. He's awesome. And then when you hit Sanyaku, and it's like, well, now you're supposed to be awesome. Now maybe you don't look so awesome anymore. That's what the Sanyaku curse is, I think. It's like reaching that one level where you're like, now there's actually an expectation for me. And now everyone's watching my every move. And now the guys above me expect me to compete with them so they're not thrown off when they go to fight me. And so all of that sort of builds once you hit Sanyaku.
That X factor is definitely there for him. Something we did bring up at the end of July is Onishiki, on a lot of these first matchup with people, they didn't understand how to fight his more wrestling style sumo approach. So one potential counter argument to this hype train, which I'm on the hype train, so
me too.
I'm not concerned about it, is, like when he beat Kirishima, he did that pull down trick. That may not work on Kirishima ever again.
You are touching on what people were saying.
Okay.
That's exactly it. So we've been discussing this whole, like, how he has more of the traditional wrestling style. Some people said it was Greco-Roman. Then some people corrected that. I don't know who's right. I got to watch the Onishiki special, actually, on NHK World. They might go into it. But the point is, he has this style that's more traditional wrestling style, not sumo wrestling style, the whole grappling thing. And that was very new to people. And it might take 2 or 3 or 4 tournaments to get used to it. But now they've seen it. Will it still work? And that's where the skepticism comes in.
Okay, I can get behind that. I didn't know if these were the people that were like, oh, he's overhyped.
No. They just thought that maybe he's going to get figured out. And,
all right.
And I would hope that his coach would also be concerned about this, and they're making adjustments. If you're always making adjustments and always changing the angles, good luck, even if you know that it's coming from me. I still have plan B, C, D, E, F. So this is where we really get to see what he's made of.
Very exciting.
Yes, both of those factors. The fact that they've seen him a couple times now and he's not new, and the fact that he's finally reached a rank of expectation. I still believe in him. I still think there's something in him. I can see it. I can see it in his character.
He's not done.
He's not done. He's not the type who's satisfied. A lot of it is your personality, too. He's not satisfied with, I made it to Sanyaku, I'm great. He's already looking higher. I feel like he will work as hard as he needs to work to figure whatever. So maybe this tournament, I can't say whether the curse will affect him or not. But no matter what happens in this tournament, I don't think he's done. He'll have some surprise for us in November if things don't work out this time.
He may have surprises for us in September, whether or not it works out.
I'm not going to be surprised. Okay? I'm expecting him to do well. I guess the surprise would be, there is no surprise for me. In this particular case, I've thought all the scenarios out, so it's like, it's either going to be this or this, so no surprise.
Just for the viewers at home, I need to describe Maria's perfect facial expressions on this, where she was pensive about it when she was thinking about it, and then there was a cut, and she's like, I'm not going to be surprised. She's just like, no, I'm not going to think about this.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that,
Beautiful. And that's that kind of confidence, he may have that too. He may
We're
think
kindred spirits.
I feel there's a connection there.
This is why people either like me or hate me. It's a blessing and a curse. All of those juxtapositions. Anyway, now we have our guy Tamawashi. Maegashira 1 East, up from Maegashira 1 West with 11-4. Okay,
I did not write that correctly.
Oh.
All right, where were you?
Did we get the wrong score here?
4 West.
Oh, up from 4 West. Okay. You see?
Man, I double-checked this too.
You know what? I said it at the top. We are not journalists. We don't get paid for this. We're not fact-checking and double-checking. We're 2 friends having a good time, and you're joining us. So, John.
4 West.
You're going to get a dock in your pay over this.
Oh, goodness. No.
Then I get a dock in my pay for not double-checking you.
I know. Well, 10%, we have to bow a lot.
We have to pay each other money for failing. Anyway. So our guy Tamawashi, this is interesting. When we did the Guess the Banzuke, I did an Abi Chaos Banzuke, and I put Tamawashi in a Komusubi spot. Like, they opened an extra spot. Of course, that didn't happen, but boy, would that have been fun. Yeah. He has shown us that it does not matter your age if you know what you're doing.
It's true.
The man is unstoppable. Okay.
I was this time maybe 6 months ago, because I think he had mentioned, like, when they were talking about all the records, and then like he had made what I thought was an outlandish statement at the time, which is that he's like, oh, I'm going to go back to Sanyaku. And
you're like,
yeah, I didn't believe it. I interpret that as he's not focusing on his records. He's focused on the sumo. Like, he's still trying to improve himself, which is good, because that means that he was going to get all those records, which he's now just grabbing left and right off the shelf. Now that he's here, 100% get him into Kamasubi.
Right?
That is like,
they should have just done it, okay?
This is my Goku lend me your energy moment. Like, if there's the Yokozuna, yeah, sure, that's important, but we need him to get an 8-7.
Yeah.
We need this.
I agree. And I don't care what other people do, you open up that extra spot.
You get him.
If you need to do it, you do it.
If you need to do 2 East,
they'll do it.
Get him back there. Let him touch it. We're all going to go nuts, and then who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Let this happen.
See an interview with anybody. Literally. I watch all these interviews with, like, former Oyakata and all that stuff on their Oyakata channels. Some of them are so nice to put subtitles on. Everyone's impressed with Tamawashi. There's nobody who isn't impressed with Tamawashi. They know how hard it is to do sumo. And to do it at this level, at 40 years old, going on 41 in November, is insane. Only a very small percentage of people could ever do what he's doing. So he gets high marks from literally everyone in sumo everywhere.
He's reaching Ura levels.
He's reaching Ura.
Of probability singularity here. I need this.
I mean, they're going to be like bowing in front of him for the rest of his life.
Get him 8 wins, please. That's all I want. Get him. Just put him in. He can fall out of it in November and it never comes back. I don't care. It just now's the time. We need this. Make this man's dream come true.
And this is what we've been talking about. All these other storylines that are competing. If the Yokozuna are just dominating, there's 2 losses right there. Hopefully doesn't.
He does have Onosato's number.
I know. It's so wonderful.
It's the rock, paper, scissors thing that sometimes happens with wrestlers. Yeah.
Sometimes you just know that guy so well, and there's nothing he can do. He's going to beat you. So, it's going to be fun watching Tamawashi.
Complete and utter blind hope. I need it.
I didn't expect this. Here's a man who surprised me. I think I will continue to be surprised by him, because even if he does these other things, it's still surprising. It's like, he's 40, man. How does he do this?
I don't understand how he's doing this at all.
It boggles the mind.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing. This is why people like sumo. Stories like Tamawashi's. Yes. The reason that people don't like sumo, Abi. The hatred for Abi is growing and growing and growing. And you know what? I think he would laugh about it. He's the kind of guy that would find that greatly amusing. I'm telling you, this guy could have a career in pro wrestling when this is over. Abi the heel, up from Maegashira 2 West to Maegashira 1 West with the 9 and 6. So he had been Sanyaku all this time, and he's starting to slip a little bit. Something's going on, but something always is going on with Abi. He's sort of an enigma, but you expect that he'll reach it again.
It's hard to keep him out for too long.
He's too good to be hanging out in lower, mid Maegashira. There will be a question at some point if upper Maegashira is the ceiling. He's dancing in tricky territory.
Yeah. What's interesting for Abi, and by extension Tamawashi, Hakuoho, and Oho, is who in these 4 Sanyaku are going to Makekoshi?
Right. None of them can afford to.
Well, also, you look at Wakatakakage, he's on an Ozeki run. Yeah, he's fine. You look at Kirishima, you're like, he's been pretty consistent this whole time. You look at Takayasu, maybe if his back goes, but he was 10-5 last tournament. It looks like something's working out.
Right, you can't count on that.
You go to Onishiki, you're just he's not dumping. There is no open spot.
Right. You've either got to just outperform everybody or just do so well that they start doing the crazy stuff and opening up spots.
You need a crowbar.
Yeah.
That's so
pry it open.
For Abi, if he wants back in, he can't just be 8-7, 9-6. It's like where's your special prize, kid?
Yeah.
That is what's interesting, because Abi's always just been able to just go right back in, but
not now.
we've got a closed door.
He's got Tamawashi right there.
And
that
you got
everybody's
Tamawashi. So
rooting for, They open up a spot, it's going to be for him.
Yeah. This right here, I'll say these two specifically. I will cast a wider net for these people with more of an asterisk for getting into Sanyaku, because like once you're this lower, like you need to be doing that much better anyway. But Tamawashi, Abi, Oho, Hakuoho. I'm maybe a little too optimistic on Hakuoho, but like all four of them can't go in.
Yeah.
And there's a reality where none of them go in.
Mm-hmm.
So
the door might get shut in their face.
the Banzuke committee can just have a nice long sip of sake and then just shrug their shoulders and say, sorry, we've already got 4.
Yeah. Well, if Wakatakakage goes up, it does open a spot.
That would in fact open a spot the other direction.
Yeah. So there's a little glimmer.
Like some people can go up. Maybe somebody goes down. Or
I think there's a scenario in which Wakatakakage could beat Abi and mess with the score, but then if Wakatakakage gets promoted, it actually helps Abi get Nakomasubi, so it's like, okay, whatever.
We're getting the weird math now. You see how this is?
Uh-huh. You might be doing me a favor by beating me.
Does Abi panic pull to Wakatakakage to get him to Ozeki and to get Abi back into Anyaku?
Right? Think about that scenario for a second. It's like he's 9-6 and he's facing Wakatakakage, and if Wakatakakage gets one more win, he's Ozeki. I don't know. There's a weird scenario where Abi might want Wakatakakage to beat him.
Yeah. Weird dark timeline.
Yeah.
Abi Henka's Tamawashi to get into Sanyaku.
Oh my goodness.
and you
the hatred will grow.
There will be riots.
They're going to be hitting him with Zambaton in the face.
Oh my goodness, guys! Like this is the weird fun going on here.
That's why from now on I will be doing Abi Banzukes for Guess the Banzuke, because it's too much. I enjoyed it so incredibly much that I can't stop now. How many weird scenarios can you create and get the most amount of points? That's way more fun to me.
Yeah, this is also another thing. Like sometimes you just need to make your own rules.
Yeah, and that's what Abi does. I was inspired by you. That is why you get to be the namesake of my Banzuke selections.
Yeah. A lot of people may hate Abi, but we like Abi. I will be mad at him for exactly 1 week if he Henka's Tamawashi in September. 1 week. And then day 8, I'm just going to start laughing about it.
I think I watched too much pro wrestling when I was a kid because I appreciate the heels. I feel like they need to be there. And there's not enough heels in real sports, like in sumo anyway. And Abi he does it. He does it. Congratulations to you, man.
God bless.
Hakuoho, who we were just talking about, jumps up from Maegashira 4 East to Maegashira 2 East with an 8 and 7. This is his best rank
ever.
Okay.
Career high.
Important. He has had a really long, tough go from his debut where he was just phenomenal in the Yusho race as a rookie. And then it's just been like clawing to get back up. And you can see glimpses of that great talent within him, but it doesn't last. Spark and fade with this guy. Your favorite phrasing.
Yep. So here we go. This right here is win against Onosato. Like
that was pumped up hype.
Complete and absolute beauty. So he does that. You can see why he's getting this slow progress climbing up. And so at when he was down at Maegashira 4 last tournament, it was exciting. He was in the thick of it. He was getting some of those good matches. At 2,
he's guaranteed.
You're getting everyone. He is going to be fighting the entirety of Sanyaku, the Ozeki, the Yokozuna. This is the moment that if you're a Hakuoho fan and you want to see him fight the best of the best, September.
So, in my current wrestler rankings chart for favorites, Hoshoryu is at the top. Hakuoho is my second. So this is tenuous times for me because I don't want to see Hakuoho and Hoshoryu fight.
They're gonna.
I know.
It's a collision course.
That's going to be a hard match for me because I'll lose no matter what and I'll win no matter what. So it just cancels itself out.
I think that Yokozuna is going to have the advantage on that fight.
He should. Yeah, I think he will too.
But that it will be spirited.
It will be spirited.
It's going to be so like there are those half dozen matches in the tournament. You're like, that's the good one.
Yeah.
Very high potential.
Yeah, there's some high potential for that match in particular because Hakuoho seems to rise to the level of his opponent. He gets all pumped up for it. And Hoshoryu likes to eat new talent. He enjoys, like, let me show you how it's done.
Uh-huh.
It's like he's got that little twist in him.
And they're both grapplers.
And Hoshoryu is like he's got the pressure on him. Hakuoho doesn't have the pressure.
It's his own pressure, but like he doesn't have the Yokozuna pressure is just in a different league.
Yeah, nobody knows it unless they're in Yokozuna.
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually there was a quote in one of the videos that I can't confirm or deny is true, but I think it's amazing. I feel like Hoshoryu would do this. When the reporters were buzzing around, Hoshoryu was like, "Isn't Ono Sato the guy you guys care about now? Get away from me." I feel like that's him to a T. Like, bring all the heat on me because I'm ready for it, even though he may or may not be ready for it. He likes the heat, so Hakuoho, please bring it. And crush my dreams. Either way. So, speaking of which, we have the enigma that is Oho. Gah! What is going on with this dude? He's still young. But it doesn't matter. 7 and 8. He got dropped very little. He was Maegashira 2 East, 2 West. This is good. He's another one who rises to the level of his opponent. But that's a problem if you're, down in Maegashira and you only seem to really fight tough the higher ranking guys. It just doesn't work out for him. He can't get a Kachikoshi this way. Now, he has had some injuries. Like didn't he get his eye kind of busted open?
Yeah, I think that's better. But yeah, he did. He got one of those big old eyebrow bandages at one point.
Well, the reason I bring that up is not from a lingering injury standpoint. From maybe creates a tentativeness on the Tachi eye. I want to keep an eye on that this tournament. I feel like something has changed in him, but that might just be the same inconsistency he was showing us before. Like, he was starting to go up. Then I felt like something happened, and now he's back to the Oho we saw before that wasn't living up to his potential.
Now, when I was talking with Abi about these doors being closed, this applies very much to Oho, who was in Sekiwake when he had that playoff loss. Mm-hmm. And he's just not been able to get back because it is just too tight. There's just no room.
What you have to do to create a spot for yourself is just hard.
Yep, you need a pry bar. You need to get in there. Now, where for Abi, I can see him just deciding he's done with it and forcing his way in. For Oho, it's a bit more of a steeper climb.
Yeah.
He's shown us he has the potential to really hit that top gear. But it's like it's either he's the top gear or he's just barely not enough. And it's that gap. It's finding where to get that baseline higher. And that's this is
a challenge for many guys, but when you look at a guy like Oho, who, he's got the sumo royalty blood. He's been hyped probably since he started sumo at 5 years old. And, he's been primed like, this is yours. You should take it. You're going to be the elite. And it's not working out. The question will always be, how much of this is mental?
This is ultimately where this ends up is, and part of what you introduced as the enigma. There are pieces to this puzzle only Oho knows about. And there are questions that only he can answer as to whether or not he can figure this out.
Right. There's nobody else who can do it for him.
So he's a bit of a black box coming into September.
Yeah, we have no idea what to expect.
So he can do another 7 and 8. He can absolutely pop off and get 2 Kimboshi and wreck people and get a special prize.
We know he can beat both Yokozuna.
He's beaten both Yokozuna before.
Exactly.
So that's another thing. He's got that weird giant Slayer title.
Right.
So that's a factor in there.
If he could just get up every day and treat every wrestler as if they're the Yokozuna, maybe he could get somewhere.
Yeah, maybe he'd also get injured if he did that. So
true.
Yeah. Well, in any case, win, lose, or draw, Oho is very exciting, and hopefully he has been less frustrating than he has in the past. This time last year, we were just
had given up.
We were just annoyed and impatient. So now we're looking at this. It's a completely different problem.
It's like a shrug of the shoulders of, what do you think he's going to do?
We don't know. I don't know.
No clue.
I don't know. 6-9, 12-3, somewhere in between.
Somewhere in between. I don't know. Which I feel like our next guy is very similar. Atamifuji. Maegashira 3 East up from 10 East. So we got a giant promotion, thankfully, with that 11-4. We've been waiting, and we thought with him all the way down there that this would happen, but we were a little worried because things have not been coming together for him. But we didn't have to worry. He did exactly what he should do. He's back where he should be in the higher Maegashira ranks. The question is, will he keep that fighting spirit that he had in July, or will he go back again?
This is the $1 million question. It has never been a matter of talent for him. It's never been a matter of coaching or resources. It's been a mental thing. So there was that moment in July that he was in contention, and then who was it specifically? He lost against, I think it might have been Takayasu. It was right here, and there was that they had that walking back footage, and he took his cigar and he smashed it against the wall. He was pissed off. I'm like, that is the best version of Atamifuji.
Yeah.
He is whenever he lost, it was the Shodai. It was the Eeyore.
Yes.
He was just like, oh man, I thought I had him. He was revving. He wanted it. He was hungry, and he was pissed off. That is somebody who wants it, and that was something that Atamifuji was not at least conveying to some dude living in the United States watching this.
Right, exactly. We can only go by what we see on the ring, and the persona of Atamifuji was sort of Eeyore. It was like, oh no, I lost again. I want to see some smashed walls. I want to see some crumbling infrastructure.
He was causing property damage, and that kind of hunger, you channel that.
Rumor has it that Terunofuji just threw some money at the guys and said, fix that. They took him out back and said, good job, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
I feel like Terunofuji looks like a gangster, okay? Like, even in the track jacket, that dude's scary. He's one scary dude.
It'll be interesting to see what he looks like in a couple of years once everything falls off.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna own that suit look, Terunofuji.
Oh,
absolutely, just
totally a suit man.
Looks like he was born in one.
Exactly.
Complete badass.
He's just gonna walk around adjusting his tie. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's Terunofuji."
Yeah.
Well,
you get chills. You feel the aura.
I know, like
that is a dude who will never lose his aura.
Never. You will not mess with him. Yeah. You will look at him and you're like, I gotta go.
Yeah. We were talking about how Takakeisho seems so unassuming these days. Like he'll just surprise you. Terunofuji, like he's gonna be in his 60s, and I don't want to know.
I'm not messing with that dude.
Fear of death.
Actually, seeing those two together could be quite the comedy duo. I can tell you.
I hope they become like thick as thieves.
I do too. Just watching that one video where they were commentating together I go back to that when I'm in a bad mood. Watching Takakeisho just very calmly say something and Terunofuji's laughing, and I have no idea what they're saying.
That is also they were the rivals. They were through the crucible. Like that is a bond you will not get anywhere else.
Nope. That rival thing really is a thing. It's not just storylines, people. It comes from a real place. Yeah.
Like, do you even they'll talk about like WWE rivalries, like the scripted ones, and those guys are just, it's a bond for life.
Exactly. It's very similar to like siblings. Your siblings kind of are your rivals. Whether you like them or not, they still become your rivals. So your non-blood rivals, it becomes like a sibling bond. I think that's what makes you so tight.
It's a brotherhood.
Exactly.
So for Atamifuji, September is his chance to keep that fire going.
Yeah.
If we see more hunger and... Well, maybe not anger is the wrong word. Anger can go wrong ways. The focus, the intensity. I'll use intensity as the word. Hoshoryu, like that kind of, that kind of intensity out of him It's kind of terrifying if you think about it.
Yeah, but it doesn't come from an angry frustration. Frustration will kill you.
It'll work against you.
But the intensity, you can harness.
You get that. Even if Atamifuji does like a 7 and 8, like if he has that intensity, that means that he's still bringing it. And then, but if he sort of falls back on his old habits, that's the look of concern.
Well, I'd say, it's a very similar situation to Wakatakakage. Even though Atamifuji's not going for a specific rank, it's now or never. You've got to take advantage of the momentum now, because you don't know how long it'll take you to get back to this place again.
It could very well be that if he doesn't take hold of it, that it's another 6 months before he's back here.
Exactly.
I can see that.
Which every time that happens, it just tears away at you a little bit more.
It's rough. And then you're frustrated because he's not doing well.
Exactly.
You're sad.
Everybody's rooting for Atamifuji. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like him, but who knows? I've set out a challenge there. Someone will tell me they don't like him. Anyway, Gonoyama, Maegashira 3 West, up from 6 West, 9 and 6. So he's finally proving that he belongs up here in the higher level Maegashira. It's taken him quite a while. But this is that 2 tournaments before we can make it a thing.
So this is his problem, is that he does really well when he's lower down. So Megashira 6, he's just like, no, I'm a top 5 guy. But then he gets into the top 5. He's 4-11, 7 and 8, 6 and 9, 5 and 10, 6 and 9. And then he goes back down and reaches Megashira 6. He's like, I'm good to go, 10 and 5. He did have an 8 and 7 over here. I didn't overlook it. But it's just that's his pattern now.
Yeah.
And so good for Gonoyama that he's proving that he belongs here at the top. And that was something that was a question mark, at least for me. And now I'm looking at this and I'm like, he's gonna do another 6 and 9, another 7 and 8. Like, he's not there. He is at this point, he hasn't saying that he's got what he takes to go higher.
Right. He's in a pattern that is predictable. And if you can predict something in sumo, that's not good. Unless it's a good prediction. Like Yokozuna, he's going to Zen show. This kind of predictable is not good. Yeah.
So I am looking for something new, something different. He's been showing more consistencies, sticking to people.
I definitely see the efforts are there.
The efforts are there. And that is also the other thing, is that these guys are training. They're training all day, every day. It's not like these people aren't putting the effort in. Maybe not Shodai, but...
Not Shodai.
Not Shodai. He's on a beach somewhere.
Shodai's like, when am I done with this career? Anyway. Yeah, I think he will make incremental changes. I think he'll keep trying. It's just, will these guys pass him by?
That's another thing. Like you're saying with everyone else, like time is ticking. Kotozakura, Atamifuji... You
got guys coming up. There's always some new guy coming up from the bottom, too. It might be a little bit of time, but eventually, you had your 5 years. It's done.
Yep. It's now, this could be his career. He could be a career Megashira man. I think he owns the part pretty well. You don't want to tell that to him, though.
No.
You don't. If you're in the thick of it, like he is, you're not thinking, I should do okay. You don't get. If
you think that way, you will not be Maegashira 3.
You would not be exactly what I was going to say. You're not Maegashira 3 West thinking I should be at 3 West. That sounds like a good goal. No, he wants everything.
Yeah, you have to shoot so high just to get Maegashira 3.
So I'm hoping you can figure something out. I'm expecting a soft disappointment.
Okay.
I would like to be wrong. I would love to be wrong. This is 100% the kind of thing that I want to eat my words in 15 days.
I am on the same train with you. I expect exactly the same and hope to be wrong as well. Now we have Hida Umi. Maegashira 4 East, up from 5 East with an 8 and 7. So he's slowly climbing back up, but it's the same thing we're talking about Gonoyama. Like, time will run out eventually. Something has happened. I don't know if it's everybody just got better around him or if something's going on with him that he can't perform his best.
It's like you said, all of a sudden we've got these groups of up-and-comers forcing him out. Here, look at these people. Hakuoho just ran right past them. Onishiki ran right past them. Onosato ran right past them. Kusano is like Captain America. He's like on your left.
Exactly.
that being said, and sort of towards that point, for Hiradoumi, it's his consistency here that seems to make or break him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he can't consistently win against the people around him. Like, he'll get some wins and then he'll lose others, and as a result, he's sort of struggling.
And that's the bare minimum you need just to rank up. You've got to beat the people around you.
And so, like, he'll get a win or two off the Sanyaku, but he typically has been losing that. But that's like future problems. And the reason that he's sort of struggling up and down, he's getting so I think he did get that Roga win, though, so that's a little bit of luck for him. Sometimes luck is a skill.
Yeah, that's right.
So when he's went now, obviously, if you're going to fighting the top guys are watching anyway, but like for the Hiradoumi fans who are hoping to see the pattern of progress, it's how he does against the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people specifically. Those matches, how well he's doing, whether he's figuring people out, that's going to give us the long-term take on him.
Yeah, and in the meantime, he'll just be a big question mark because he could break out at some point, but it does appear that he is stuck where he's at.
He's stuck where he's at. He's, again, 8 and 7, moving up. There is slow progress, but not quite the same story as Gonayama, but it's you know,
it's in the same vein.
The refrain sounds pretty similar.
Yeah. That might be the case for some of these guys. Similar stories. Now, Wakamoto Haru he's a whole other story. Maegashira 4 West down for Maegashira 1 West with a 6 and 9. He's getting squeezed out of the top. For, this brief period of time, he was going on Ozeki runs. He was Sanyaku man. Just ever so slightly, we're seeing him descend. So, I don't know. It could be injuries. When I think back to when he was performing pretty well, I remember all the cool moves he could do, like the ucharis and all the stuff on the edge. And I had in the back of my mind, he can't do this forever. It's very risky injury-wise, and I think that's where we're at. That's my guess, is that the wear and tear on your feet, the wear and tear on your toes, maybe they're just not moving the way they did back then. He needs... and he's older. He's the older brother. So
yes.
You slow down. You lose your edge. Those cool things, if that's what you rely on, you will go down. And he's going down exactly the way I would expect someone who's been worn down to go down. Doesn't look like he's lost skill or desire or anything like that. It's just he's wearing down.
This feels like the veteran fate. I'm agreeing with you with that. And I think you got a really good point in that his more dynamic fighting style is something that he can't sustain as well as he used to anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at someone like Tamawashi, he's our grand example. He's still doing the same type of sumo, but he had to adjust it. If you look at that Sumo Salon episode, he talks about the adjustments he had to make each year that he was doing this. Wakamoto Haru's style doesn't lend itself for adjustment. It's like a blast of excitement, and then it just slowly whittles away. I don't think there's much he can do. It's who he is as a wrestler. I think he just embraces the veteran and do the best you can with the tools you have. But he's never going to be what he was when he was on those Ozeki runs, I don't think.
Yeah, those days do feel behind him. And so, like, while we're talking about some people getting back, some people touching it for the first time, I don't know what Wakamoto Haru can do to cover the lost ground.
The only thing he could do is change his style up a lot, but that's risky in and of itself. If that's not your comfortable style, you might get, slaughtered. You might lose every single match trying to make an adjustment, and that's one of the things that the guys always have to weigh. Why you might see a Midori Fuji or a Gonoyama throw an extra thing in there, like when Midori Fuji wasn't doing his katatsukashis for a whole tournament. When Gonoyama was grabbing the belt every once in a while. You can only incrementally see if you can get better at these things, or you risk just throwing your whole career down the toilet. So I don't know that there is much he can do besides just withstand and just keep going until it's over. I think that might be the point he's at, but we've seen resurgences.
Yeah, and they always say you could teach an old dog new tricks.
The goal is to outlast, I would say. When you hit the veteran stage, that's where you have to go, is you just have to outlast everyone else. And that's it.
Okay, well, we do like Wakamoto Haru.
Yeah, he's helping his brother out.
He certainly is. There's exciting fights. And I think that the larger point, like, it's not like his sumo is degrading. It's just the body can't handle it.
It's inevitable. So we will hope for the best for Wakamoto Haru, and, always just look for the dark horses. He can always be in that dark horse category. You never know. He could just have a really good everything comes together. So, anyway. Now, this one I've been looking forward to talking about. Our Yusho winner, Kotoshoho, gets a giant leap from Maegashira 15 East to 5 East. I really wanted to check our Banzuke and see where we put him. I didn't remember. 13-2. So, he stole the spotlight away from the Yokozuna, and he really did. It isn't just a thing. All of a sudden, there's all this conversation about, okay, what can Kotoshoho do? When he first came into sumo, he was supposed to be good. He was supposed to raise to a certain level, and it just never happened. With the Yusho win, all of a sudden, people are turning their heads. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to perform now? You're suddenly elite once you win that Yusho for at least a tournament. So, the question is, now this is his career high rank or no?
His career high rank is Megashira 3. I think.
Okay.
Did I write it down? I think.
Yep, you did.
Okay.
You did.
And so, like, this is as close as he's been in a very long time.
Was that rank like years ago? I would think.
I think it was. I think I had to look for it.
The thing I always remember is him facing Takayasu for the Yusho and losing it.
Oh, he had that climb at the end of last year, and then he injured out.
Injuries.
But for the longest time, this was his story right here, particularly last year.
Yep.
Is that he was struggling, he was trying to figure things out. He had that brawler Viking kind of sumo, and it was very slow gains. He was fighting himself. He was fighting the person he was in the ring with.
That's his biggest battle is himself.
Then he injured out, and he fell all the way down, and then it was here, the beginning of this year, that he did that pivot, that he started. It was more of the Kotozakura style sumo.
This is the time when he came back from injury and won some matches.
Yes.
So that was good for him.
This tournament here, I was like, these 6 wins, it was almost like it was a completely different wrestler. I was like, whoa, he's making it work. He's figured it out. He's changed something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was all the way down at 14 East. I'm like, with that 6 and 9, like, I hope he stays in the top division. My thought was, he's figured something out. I want to see him run with this.
Right. Let's see that second.
Let's see this. I was like, let's get you there. And then he goes absolutely nuts. And again, I cannot overstate how insane these final 3 days were for him. Yeah. And he fought them like he was just in a practice match. He was unfazed. It was baffling.
Looked very confident. Like, you look at the other guys, even Ono Sato, and you can see the nerves. Didn't see him on Kotoshoho.
And again, this is a guy who was defined by the mental struggle, and then just something happened.
Have you seen his father?
Oh yes, he
looks like Master Roshi.
The Master Roshi guy.
If your dad is Master Roshi, you have to ascend to the top.
I don't know.
I can't get over it, man.
I can't help but feel that he's cutting that beard just a certain way.
Yeah, he might be a bit inspired.
Oh man, look, if you're jacked like that and you're old, you go for it.
Why wouldn't you,
You go for it, yeah. So it is going to be interesting because now he was just the guy who couldn't figure it out.
Now he's figured it out.
Now everyone's going to be looking at him.
Which is what makes things a little tough, right? You know Hoshoryu is going to want to have a crack at him. He probably can at that rank, maybe?
He would be...
Depends on how he's doing in the tournament.
It depends how he's doing. Like, it's either in the early couple of days or it's going to be...
At the end.
And if it's at the end, then Kotoshoho is once again going gangbusters, which would be fascinating.
It would be amazing to see him do it another time. And I can't say that he couldn't. Because he beat all the top guys.
This is what sort of makes this so weird. And where September is going to almost be like, what happens? We need more information. We have not seen we've not seen Kotoshoho fighting. Like, you go back 5 years ago.
Yeah.
When we're like, oh, this guy's going to be good. I wonder how good he can be. We didn't think that.
No.
We didn't think Yusho beating a Yokozuna.
No.
and one of the hottest prospects in 6 months.
And making it look good.
Not even caring.
Yeah, so I think you're right. When we go to like try to predict this thing, there are some variables in there that we just don't have enough information, and they could blow the whole thing into a different direction.
We're going to be talking about this in a little bit, but just
because we have a couple others as well.
There's some weird things going to be coming here.
Yes.
So this is my final takeaway is. It is so nice to be this excited for Kotoshoho again.
It is. I had felt bad for the guy because I knew he had more in him, and it just wasn't working out.
It felt like the Endo situation. It's just sometimes things don't work out for you. You're still good at sumo. We still like you, but like there's that part of you that like mourns the loss.
Right, the lost potential of what could have been.
And then just at the end of July, they just kick the door down and be like, "It's awake. We're in. Let's go." We're like, "Whoa, what?"
I heard a great quote the other day. In real life, sometimes we don't reach our goals. And if that isn't true in sumo, I don't know what else is.
It's incredibly true in sumo.
Yeah. So, now we have another guy who, I'm not predicting Yushos or anything, but he really surprised us. Ichi Yamamoto, Maegashira 5 West, up from 8 West with a 9 and 6. His improvement is staggering.
Goodness.
I've not seen a guy improve this much in a career that I can think of. Now, they probably exist, but in our time of watching, you kind of peg a guy a certain way. This guy is a this, and maybe he has moments where he leaps or whatever. I had Ichi Yamamoto kind of pegged as maybe the best he could ever do is 8 and 7s, just stay, standard. And all of a sudden, he's just leaping over expectations into something I'm not sure of what it's going to become.
This Megashira 5 slot, like both of these guys, different magnitudes, yes, but like for Ichi, I still remember the way Ichi Yamamoto never went backwards.
Right.
For the entire tournament, I was baffled.
You don't often see a guy really correct something. It always rears its head in one match, you know what I mean?
The never say die.
Exactly. And that's where the personality comes in. That's where that matters, right? Who you are as a person comes into play with fighting. It isn't just like the skill sets themselves or the body type that you have. The way that you problem solve also determines what kind of wrestler you're going to be. So if Ichi Yamamoto is the guy, and we'll find out, because I don't know enough about him. If he is the kind of guy to problem solve in the right way, maybe he can change his fortunes. Maybe he can be a top level guy. We just have to wait and see what he's capable of.
He has shown us that there is a lot more potential than we had him first pegged for. And if he keeps this pattern of refinement, of the mental redistribution of his efforts, then we may have another surprise in September.
And I love surprises. Oh. I really want to see him. I want to see more interviews with him. I think that's why I can't get a feel for him, is I want to hear his psychology. So I'm looking forward to what Ichi Yamamoto might bring to us. He's fun. He's a little character.
Shout out to JJ from the Sunday Morning Sumo Show, who is, as much as we're fans of Ichi Yamamoto,
he's way more.
He's the king. Hail to the king.
In fact, you should go to the Sunday Morning Sumo Show YouTube channel and watch his special Ichi Yamamoto video. It is excellently produced.
There's so much love in that video.
Yes.
Respect.
I can't wait till he does another one with another guy. So, speaking of other guys, let's go to Onakatsu. Maegashira 6 East, down from Maegashira 3 East with a 6 and 9. The 6 and 9 doesn't kind of tell the whole story.
It does not.
But we kind of thought this would happen too. So exactly what was supposed to happen happened, and he came out of it looking pretty good considering.
This was. We'll say this now and again that sometimes the record is the record, and other times the record doesn't tell the story. this is a really hard fought 6 and 9 for him. And for somebody who's a prospect coming up, and you're not Onishiki, you're not Onosada, you're not one of these crazy legend peoples. Like, this is like the mortal's path to greatness.
Exactly.
Onokatsu is walking that in the way that you want to see.
Yeah, it's all trending in the right direction.
Yes.
And with him getting dropped down here to 6 East, I think he'll be comfortable. I think he has a chance for a strong September. I won't make any predictions, but I think he'll be okay at 6.
I think he's going to do well. I'm looking forward to it. So if M5 is the holy crap, we didn't see this coming, M6 is the rung of optimism.
Yes. This is a place you want to be if you're still working on your sumo.
And so for Onokatsu specifically, he's improved every time he's gone out, and if he takes the lessons he learned from M3 and just continues to improve like we've seen him doing, he's going to be in a very good spot, and he's going to be some very good sumo out of him.
Yeah, I think some guys you have to wait on a little bit. Like you said, not everybody is Ono Sato or Aonishiki. You might have something like some real great rewards following him in the next couple of years.
And also like you get the linear improvement like this, and like that's how you see the flower bloom, and then you remember the day it was just like a little sprout in the ground.
Well, think about Hoshoryu. He had a very slow climb to the top.
Very slow climb.
If you looked at him in his early days, you weren't gonna. Now, I thought he could be Yokozuna, but don't mind my arrogance. Anyway, if you didn't know about his history, because Asashoryu being his uncle did kind of clue you in. Mm-hmm. It's not a guarantee, but it did clue you in.
The pedigree helps.
If you just looked at Hoshoryu in and of himself and looked at how he was going, you weren't looking at him like, oh, there's a Yokozuna. You never know with these guys who that's going to be. There's going to be an unassuming guy who rises that you didn't necessarily have your eye on. That might be Onokatsu. But make a nice big circle around his name.
I'm very, very much a fan of him and have very high hopes. Yes.
Very high hopes. Now, for speaking of hope, let's just speak of hope. The definition of hope would be Kusano. Meister 6 West up from 14 East with an 11-4. He had the stellar debut that I thought he would have. I don't want to make it sound like this was a foregone conclusion, but he had won the Jurio tournament twice in a row. So that's not easy to do. Even guys who are veterans don't do that. So I'm like, okay, he's got stuff, but we know once you make it to the top division, it's a whole different story. Yeah, he didn't care.
Yeah.
He's like, top division, whatever. I just won the Jurio Yusho. And he really did challenge to be in the Yusho. It's nice to see him get out of the cellar right away and jump into, like we were just talking about, the 6th spot. That's a hope spot.
It's a hope spot.
Get out of 14, get to 6. Let's get some real matches going.
And this is the thing. Like he shows up. He's at the bottom of Jurio. He goes like 14-1, and then we're just like, oh wow, he's looking pretty good. And we're just like, oh, who's the bottom of Jurio? Maybe we got a little lucky. And then he just gets another Yusho from like Jurio 1, and we're like,
okay.
Oh, he's the real deal. And then the top division's always different. We'll see how he does. 11-4 in the top division. Does a trip of Kirishima. Out Kirishima's Kirishima.
He looked so good.
He looked so, like, again, it's like not just an 11-4. 11-4 where it looked like this was a guy who had been in the top division for a year. Mm-hmm. So, game on.
He's got a very similar quality to Aonishiki in that the confidence is there, man.
Oh, man.
Some of these young guys that are coming up now, the confidence is striking. You notice it. Kusano jumped up there like, let's go.
Pressure just rolled right off his back.
Maybe it's because Hakuoho selected him. I mean,
allegedly, Hakuoho was texting him through the tournament.
Oh, really?
Rumor has it.
You know what? I like the rumors. It's more entertaining to talk about rumors than to talk about things we know, because we're not a news channel. But anyway.
Yeah. So
I love envisioning that. Like, hey, you should.
Yeah. And that's. I mean, he still has his number. Nothing's stopping him from doing it now. Now that he's back to being Hakuoho.
I hope that is, in fact, true, because the saddest thing about him leaving is just he had some students that I think really cared about him. And when you look at what happened to Daieisho, his stable master just pieced out, left all of sumo, disappeared. See ya, kid. I didn't want that to happen to these guys. So
Yeah. Well, they were put in good hands for whatever that's worth, and new Isegahama seems to be at least able to keep the momentum going. It'll be interesting to see the long-term change in the guard on that. I think he'll be all right. I definitely think Kusano's going to be fine.
He looks, injury knocking.
Yeah.
He looks good. I'm excited for him.
This is fun. This is going to be, and
I can't wait to see what he does.
Well, right here, we're already going to get some real interesting stuff because, so beforehand, we were talking about the Sanyako being a closed door, and all these guys need to make a statement.
That means they're closing off those upper spots.
And also that means that Abi's going to have to beat Kusano if he wants in.
Ooh.
Tamawashi's going to have to beat Kusano if he wants in.
You know who I want to see fight Kusano?
Who?
I want to see... My brain just, fizzled out there. Kotoshoho. Since we're talking about
they're right next to each other.
Exactly. Here's the new hopes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see how Kotoshoho fights Kusano. That's an interesting fight.
Yeah, and by the way, if you go a little bit lower, you get to see Kusano fight Daieisho.
Oh, yeah.
He is right smack dab in the middle of a lot of interesting, fun fights.
Gee, wait till we get to Daieisho. Yeah. That's going to throw this whole thing into a... Sorry, spoilers!
Spoil. Yeah, I did the... I'm going to out myself. I already sort of went down and pointed at Daieisho when we were talking about random factors in September. But that being said, yeah, there's a lot of interesting things going on, and we're not even at the fact that Daieisho could just 15-0 this whole thing.
I know.
It just, yeah. If you wanted the most layup Kachi clash ever,
right? If you're not picking Daieisho in your Kachi clash, what is wrong with you?
There is no universe where he's lower than 10 wins.
Yeah.
No universe, and so him fighting Kusano, smoking good.
Oh. There's going to be some good fights this tournament.
So it is. What's also interesting now is that we have up top, very, very tense, very uneasy, and we get into the middle. We're just fighting. Mm-hmm. We're just fighting, and they're good fights. Look at this chunk right here. These if all four of these guys, it's not going to happen. All four of these guys can have a bad at it. They can all go 6-9. We're not going to care.
Right, because they're going to be good fights.
Because they're going to be good fights. I mean, we'll be a little upset that some of the wind knocked out of their sails, and a little
I don't
bit of
see
moment.
Kusano getting a 6-9.
No, that's the thing.
I wonder how. A disappointment for him is going to be a 9-6.
It's the Onosato Makakoshi.
It's he only got a 9-6. What a bad tournament. Man, you better go back and train, dude.
Yep.
Fuji's going to be folded arms.
This is there's there was that one tournament. Every time Takeru Fuji lost, they cut the camera over to a very pissed off looking.
We need some memes stat on Teruno Fuji looking at his wrestlers after they've lost.
Okay, so just in general, if the top of the division's making you upset, if the bottom of the division's making you upset, we'll get there. The middle of the division,
put a smile on your face.
Put a smile on your face. There's nothing bad here. It is just sumo. It's just some young and some veterans. And oh man, Takanosho. Oh, we're gonna be talking about him soon.
Ah, yes.
Just going at it. Ura's in the middle, guys.
Yeah, never forget Ura.
This chunk. This 5 to 10 is where the fun's at.
Just draw a big smiley
big
face.
Circle here. So
yep.
If it starts getting you down. If you're getting Kimboshi, if everybody's yelling and upset and hollering and hollering, just wait for the middle. Mm-hmm. Right here. Just tune into it before the news break, and you'll have a better time for yourself.
Which brings us to Takanosho, who is one of the smilier types of sumo wrestlers. He's always got a smile on his face. Maegashira 7 East, up from 11 East with a 9-6. This was a decisive Kachikoshi. This is something we've wanted to see from him, especially down here. We still don't know exactly what Takanosho has in the tank, but this is a sign in the right direction.
It's good to see him up here. He's not floundering in the double digits. This is also going to be a bit of a litmus test for Takakeisho for the coming 6 months or so. Because, and again, it's less the numbers and more the performance.
Right.
If he can keep up the sort of power with veteran Tamawashi adjacent kind of sumo, then he's going to be game and a contender for the foreseeable future. He'll be able to figure it out. If this is more of a lackluster tournament, then he's going to be more of a spark and fade kind of a guy. And he's done both.
He's done both, exactly.
So it's not like we can trend.
There are going to be some guys that you can't trend because they just kind of do their own thing. And I think Takanosho might be that.
It might be that. And so the good news also is if he ends up being more of a spark and fade kind of a guy, what we already know is that there's a bottom floor. And then when he gets low enough, he just starts winning again.
Which makes the tournament interesting.
Which means that he comes back. It also means he's going to be sticking with us.
Yes. Most important part.
This is the long-term look for Takanosho. And again, like September is going to sort of tell us where we can sort of get our energy together.
And at this point, this is the only bit of Takakeisho that we get to see because he's the only top division guy in that stable. So Takakeisho's coaching skills, the only even hint we get to see is through Takanosho. So I just keep hoping to see him evolve in some way and be like, hey, I wonder what Oyakata was teaching him.
Yeah. Well, if you ever see Takanosho do the slap down parry fake.
Oh man, I hope he does that just once.
I also that's another thing. Like if we ever see some of his prospects come up, like I think there's some people in the 3rd division now that he's touching, and like if you see them coming up in like one of the first days. I'm doing the gesture, but I think if you're a Takakeisho fan, you know exactly. It's the slap down then push.
Yep, but there's also like a little couple seconds before he does anything. Yes. Slap down, stand there, push, and just throw you completely off.
Yep, and he just finds your rhythm and he knocks you out of it.
He was the only one who did that. So if one of his guys comes up and does it, I'm gonna just cry.
Yeah, if he starts doing that is he's that guys. We found him. He's back. He's reincarnated.
This is the one who's going to be Yokozuna as a pusher thruster. So, Takanosho, we're always rooting for you. Let's hope for good things in this tournament. Not so good things would be Oshoma. Maegashira 7 West down from Komasubi. Now, we predicted this too.
This was everything is as normal. Do not adjust your sets.
We were very, very open about the fact that we expected this for him.
Yes. So
he got over promoted the last tournament.
He got his, so it's like for him theoretically this is sort of just the inevitable conclusion.
Yes.
He got his Sanyaku again, like you touch it once and then you're Sanyaku for life.
Yep.
He did it on his brand of sumo, and it was a 3-12, but he was fighting surprisingly well for somebody who was about to be executed.
Yes.
So
that's a good way of putting it.
He
never gave up in the fights.
He made it close. He kept to his brand of sumo. He didn't just panic. Like there's something. Sometimes people just fall apart.
Right.
Like when Tobizaro gets up to Sanyaku, sometimes he just falls apart. And that's the trend. Like I'm not picking on Tobizaro. Well, if you're Mitch, I'm picking on Tobizaro.
Yes, for Mitch we are.
Just for you. But just in general, it was good to see that kind of sumo. Something else that's going to be working in his favor is the last time he was M7, M8, he got up to Komasubi. So
that's it. They just returned him to his rightful place.
He just jumped up and then went right back down to the place that he was where he got to Komasubi to begin with.
And hopefully he took this as a learning experience.
And Oshoma has been improving every single tournament we see him.
Yep.
So even though he's more or less at the same rank that he was 2 tournaments ago, he's there with 2 tournaments worth of knowledge, and now he's been able to basically fight against the best of the best.
I mean, that's the only way to improve is to fight the top guys, whether you're ready or not. So, in some ways, you could say, getting that jump up was terrible for him. In other ways, you could say it's the best thing.
I feel like for Oshoma, he's gonna drink it all up.
Because you need to be able to feel the difference in rank. Until, it's like I was saying earlier, a white belt fighting a black belt, it's a joke, right? But at the same time, you get a chance to feel the difference.
Yeah, sometimes you can never see the top of the mountain.
Right, it's just an abstract concept.
You're just like, oh yeah, there's a top somewhere, but I'm so far down, I'm never gonna reach it. And then you get that one look at it, and you're like, oh.
I could see a scenario now in which if I did X, Y, and Z, I could do this.
So then it feels differently. You look at things differently. You're just like, this is going to help me go.
Yeah.
So I'm getting that energy from Oshoma. I think he's going to, if nothing else, he's guaranteed another Kachikoshi 8796. He might do something crazy.
Yeah. I mean, once again, if you're talking about your list of dark horses.
Yeah, I'm special prize. I mean, if he goes for the Yusho, I would imagine he's gonna be one of those guys that sort of gets thrown at the Onishiki, and then that happens again. But still, like, it's still a good day to be Oshoma if you're in the Yusho race.
Somebody will be a surprise in this tournament. It can't be everybody. It can't be everybody, but somebody, and you just look through and say, who's it gonna be? There's a lot of, again, this 5 to 10, this 6 to 10. It's where there's gonna be something. Mm-hmm. Which the something that we all talk about all the time, our buddy, our pal, the Pink Wonder, Majin Buu himself, Ura. Maegashira 8 East, up from Maegashira 9 East. 8-6-1. So he did get hurt towards the end, and we all freaked out because it was his knee. And, we all know that his knees are the timer. Like, at some point they won't work anymore and he'll have to retire. Doesn't seem like it was serious. And boy, he got his Kachikoshi, so we don't have to worry about him getting demoted. Yeah, he got injured at the appropriate time, if there ever is such a time. Get injured then, and take a break, and seems that the rumor mill, everything's fine. He's not like limping. They're not talking about surgery or anything like that. So I haven't heard anything. Right. No news is good news? For this, because that means he's just going to show up and be Ura for 15 days. And there is nothing else that we'd want out of him. There's literally no expectations we can set. It's just be Ura. Be Ura for 15 days. And he's so good at that. He's exceptional. If anybody were to be the definition of authentic, it would be him. Peerless. He's just himself. Blessed Ura. Yes. Sumo will never be the same without him. There will have to be somebody else who comes in. Like, there's no other color Mawashi you could wear that's different. There isn't, like, you can come in and get another guy to wear pink, but he's not Ura. Yeah. So there's not another guy who can be like, I'm going to wear this color that no one's ever seen before. It is reserved for him. The lime green Chiyomaru days are behind us. Yeah. And that was a big deal then. It was a big deal. But like in terms of magnitude, the lime green belt it's a distant second. It's a distant second to that cherry blossom. I mean, pink. They did an NHK like little, those little 5-minute segments they used to do. They have one about Ura when he got that Mawashi made. Oh. I bet you we could track it down on YouTube. So before I even knew who Ura was, the day that he was getting it made, they showed the guy making it. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah. If I find it, I'll also link it on our channel so you guys can watch it. So, like, that pink Mawashi has outlived us. It outlives Ura, Sumo. It's a thing. But anyway, and Ura, be yourself, stay healthy, and we will have a good time. Good times. Kimbo's on 8 West, down from 3 West with a 4-11. He makes it up to the top 5. He gets escorted out. But, he's a up and down kind of guy. I think we've discussed this before, but he's got some inner, like, fire. He does. And sometimes that works for him, and sometimes it doesn't. The unfortunate conclusion of July is that he just can't stay up. He's just not good enough to stay. He can't. No, he's not. I hate saying that. But for Kimbozan, like, that's the pattern. Yeah. He's good enough that here at 8 West, he'll be okay. He'll thrash. It'll be great. He's going to launch people into the stands. Mm-hmm. He's going to exude his power and aggression, and it's going to look great. The only thing is, though, in this particular tournament, he's got to face Daieisho, and I think he's got to face Kusano. Yeah, well, so it's Daieisho, it's Kusano, Fujinokawa. He's probably going to be out of range of Hitoshi. It's only a couple of guys that'll be tricky for him. But, down here, he should be doing well. Yes. And
it's the sort of the frustrating short term, long term. So like if you're a Kimbozan fan, like September is gonna be a good time to be a good fan. So like really enjoy your September. Come November when he's back to being 4-3, it's gonna be a sad face again.
Exactly.
And he's just gonna be stuck like this until something happens.
Exactly.
So enjoy September, Kimbozan, because you're gonna just upend somebody in the most violent way possible, and it's going to be great to watch.
Shoot back up the rankings and then not be able to hold it.
Yes.
Unless you change something. We'll see.
Yep. And to your point, he's going to be a nice test for these newbies.
These ones that are supposed to be,
Yeah. And maybe he takes a win off of Kotoshoho, takes the shine off of that, and
we'll have to see.
We'll see. We'll see. Again, something to look forward to.
Exactly. Now, our next guy, Midori Fuji, he's probably the definition of... He's so skilled, but he's just so small. And what are you going to do about that, He's up from Maegashira 12 East to Maegashira 9 East with a 9-6. He's not been up this high...
He doesn't stay this high.
Yeah, this is not his place.
No, every time he's been above double digits for the last 2 years, invariably gets a Makakoshi. That's his. So beforehand, when this was happening, he was in that weird training montage
where he wasn't doing Katatsukashis.
There was one tournament where he just went forward all the time, no matter what, come hell or high water,
and was like trying to muscle against guys way bigger than him.
And it was fascinating. Like we're like, this is this weird like science in motion. We were all fascinated by it, and then then he went back to his own brand of sumo, and the results didn't follow.
It's really tricky for him. Like I've explained this before, Midori Fuji's actually smaller than Enho, which is hard to believe because Enho looks very small. Midori Fuji doesn't look as small. But he's been able to maintain this level of sumo for years now.
It is all due to his fighting spirit. Is 100% this guy does not know the word quit.
Yeah, and we were talking about on one of the live streams that Takakeisho Midori Fuji similar height. So, could you imagine Takakeisho if he had chosen to be his actual weight that he should have been? He would have been a Midori Fuji.
Interesting.
So, Midori Fuji's in a tough spot where he can't really get any bigger. He's skilled as you're going to be. This is the same as Wakamono Haru. It's the wearing down. Being this small and staying at this high level of sumo for this many years, it gets harder and harder and harder. His, the best technique for him would be, the Katatsukashi, but he's definitely going to lose some speed now. So that's tough too. Like as you age, you lose the speed. So he's running out of things that he can do. And yet, like you said, that fighting spirit is second to none.
115 kilograms, which is about 250 pounds.
That's insane. When these guys are like 400 pounds.
The average is, I think, at least 300.
What's the height?
174 centimeters. I don't know the metrics on that one offhand. I know
he's in the 5 foot range.
Yes. I know that 200 centimeters is like 6'2". So you're definitely 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah. So he's about Takakeisho's height, and Takakeisho was like 375, I think. So here he is, little. In our world, he'd be huge, but little 250 pound, 5'7", and he's Maegashira 9.
Yeah.
There's just nothing you can do. You can't criticize the man's sumo. He's out there laying his life on the line. He has his techniques. He has the speed, but he's not afraid to charge you. He's just at a disadvantage.
And that being said, some of the best matches out of July were Midori Fuji matches. He still brings it. He's still a great wrestler to watch. Mm-hmm. He's, again, maybe going to be a little bit too high up, so...
Probably not going to have the best tournament.
Maybe it's like a 7 and 8. Maybe it's like a soft landing.
Which would be nice. But we can't expect him to stick around here for very long, even if he has an okay time in September.
I think he'll be, like, he'll persist in the double digits, I think, basically as long as his body lets him.
I think, is he the same age as Takakeisho as well? Is that 96?
He's going to be 29. He is 29.
Yeah, he's Takayasu's age too. Ladies and gentlemen, if Takayasu had done his correct weight, he would be Midori Fuji. So just keep this in mind.
That in mind for both wrestlers.
Yep, exactly. Age, size. There you go. It's Takayasu. Anyway, Midori Fuji should be applauded, is my point.
And he's fun. He's good.
I love him.
He's not, the ranking isn't what it was before.
Ranking isn't everything.
But it's not everything. Like he's right next to our boy Ura. Who cares what Ura's rank is? Unless he's higher, in which case it's better.
Right.
But if it's lower, we don't care.
Because Ura should be Yokozuna, okay, guys? Like in our fantasy league, he could be Yokozuna.
He's the Yokozuna of our hearts.
Exactly. So best select to Midori Fuji, you might need it. Fuji no Kawa, Maegashira 9 West, up from 14 West with the 10 and 5. So a lot to say about this new guy.
He fought well. He was exciting. He was fun.
He wasn't necessarily on my radar because I don't always believe the heights.
Also, 120 kilograms, 177, right next to 174, 115.
Right.
So keep that in mind. We're talking about him being a super small guy. This is a super small guy who's fighting out of his mind. And
he does have youth on his side for now.
He does have youth on his side, but just saying, like, the Megashira 9 is the lightweight division this time around.
Yeah. There's so much more room for the lightweight division in sumo in the current age. Like, it used to be all these huge guys, Chiyomaru, Chiyo Tairyu, Koto Shogiku. All of a sudden, the new generation is smaller.
Specifically for Fujinokawa, what is interesting is he's fighting fast. He's also fighting really strong.
Very strong, yeah.
And he is on the way to being the best of all the small people, not just more small people. So he's going to be hanging out with Midori Fuji. One of these guys are going to be above the other.
Be exciting to watch their match, of course.
Exactly, because for Midori Fuji, it's like, I'm top small guy here. You're not top small guy there. They're going to go after it. Lower down, we see Asakura and Tokihayate. They're having some struggles. And here comes Fujinokawa, who just pole vaults over all of them.
That's getting under their skin.
So we got this little small man rivalry going on over here. And
the lightweight division right in the middle of this whole thing.
And that not only is that just fun, because it's not like the token small guy. Right. But if
there's a whole team of small guys.
If we have a whole team of small guys, if they start like a real, like you said, a rivalry, if they start feeding off of each other, we can see this small man resurgence. Yeah. Which is going to be just as fun as a big guy resurgence. Kaio, please come back to us. And so Fujinokawa definitely made a statement when he came in July, and he said, I belong here. Look at me. I'm a badass. And I believe them. Yeah. Word for word.
So he is going to be out to prove himself for a second tournament because, our rules, 2 tournaments.
2 tournaments.
And he's going to be in a tournament that's full of storylines and full of people who need their wins. And he's just the type of guy, though, to fit right into all right, we're going to do this. We're going to give it our all. We're not going to stop. And we'll see what the record is at the end.
Yeah, I mean, if he just ends up just getting back-to-back double-digit wins,
it's going to throw
throw a lot of people off, and he is fun, he's exciting, but this is the same problem that Onosato ironically had when Takeru Fuji came in. Yep. Is that you have Kusano coming up the ranks of Fujinokawa, he's just there. Yeah. But he's just as good. Mm-hmm. So keep the eye on Fujinokawa. If he starts doing well and starts doing a lot more people will be looking at him, and then you could say, I was here first.
That's right.
And you get a better seat on the hype train.
Yeah, right now he's like inching his way up from the back.
Way up. But to your point earlier, 2 tournament. Well, 2 U-show. Definitely a pattern, but 2 tournaments make the pattern.
Right. One tournament can be a one-off. So.
Yeah. So.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm optimistic.
Yes, we're looking forward to seeing his trajectory and where he can go.
Yes.
Now, the man that we've been circling, foreshadowing, just can't wait for this one. Daieisho was Sekiwaki 1 East forever. Down to Maegashira 10 East. This was a big challenge in the guess the
we had him at 11.
Yes, I think we did. So we don't get any points, but we were close.
We were pretty close.
I got to see where I put him in my Abi Chaos Basho. Anyway, if he doesn't get a special prize down here, he is still hurt.
Yes.
My goodness. This is a Sekiwake. He doesn't belong down here.
The special prize is all but guaranteed. the Yusho contention is very likely.
Right, because all he has to do is beat all these guys who he would beat if he was Sekiwake, and then what's it going to be, 5 matches at the end?
Yeah. So and then here's the thing. Those 5 matches at the end are just going to be against the people that he's normally fighting all the time anyway.
Exactly.
Oh, it's like, he's doing well. Let's throw him at Abi.
And I've had a bunch of easy matches, so maybe I have more energy now.
It's like, it's a real trouble. Now we're going to fight Kotozakura.
Okay, fine. I'll fight Kotozakura.
Oh, no.
Hoshoryu, bring it.
What's Daieisho going to do? Now, this is all going on while we have the Wakatakakage Ozeki run, while we have the 2 Yokozuna who both have a point to prove, while...
Right, like he could be in Sekiwake right now, and you couldn't say anything's a foregone conclusion because these guys are like, I got to beat everybody.
Yeah.
They all have to beat everybody.
So this is going to be a very interesting week, too, because Daieisho is going to be off, out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm.
No, what's going to happen is that he's going to be 3-0, and everybody's going to say Daieisho wins the Yusho. But
of course, that's how that goes.
But then what's going to happen is, like, all the way up top, we're going to be looking at the, how's Hoshoryu doing versus Daieisho versus all this other stuff. And then week 2, we're going to be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, we're back to normal now.
Oh.
Week 1 will not be normal. Watching Daieisho fight in the beginning of the tournament.
Daieisho versus Nishikigi. I love Nishikigi.
Daieisho versus Asakura.
I want to see Asakura get air. Oh my God. I love Asakura too.
Here's the thing. Daieisho is a very brutal fighter. He really doesn't care. So all these small guys are going to just need to be careful. Because he will blast them into the 10th row.
They're gone. They're gone. Like he's not gonna.
He doesn't care.
Like also like if his Tachiai is on point, like that thing launches big people.
You don't belong fighting Daieisho. This is the problem, right? You would never fight Daieisho unless this happened.
Yeah. So what this also means is, and this is going to be particularly important for the struggle bus down here, is all of a sudden they're going to have a match against somebody they're normally never supposed to see. Your poor Tomokaze just wants to get back into the top division.
And he's got to fight Daieisho.
Daieisho. Okay, thanks. Ryuden desperately trying to get a Kachikoshi in the top division.
Not going to happen.
Daieisho. What?
Yep. You fight enough Daieisho, it's done. I know it's looking a little rough for these poor guys down at the bottom.
I'm just looking around at like the broken bodies, and then just Daieisho standing on top of all of them.
Because he always has that face on afterwards, like, yeah, well, you got my way. That's literally what he looks like a hit and run.
Yeah, well,
should have hit the brake. I don't know.
You could have just surrendered.
Yeah,
you could have just not showed up.
You could have just hankered and let me just like push you out. That's probably what the little guys will do, though. He's gonna have some hank attempts on him.
There will be somebody who beats him at his own game, which will be surprising. There'll be that one lapse.
That Shodai match is gonna be something.
That may actually be an unironic Ozeki level fight.
Yeah, because Shodai might say, "Oh, Daieisho, all right."
Yeah, he's just like, I guess I'll wake up for this one.
Him and I have fought a lot. I owe him to try. I mean, they've been battling it out for years at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, Daieisho.
It's gonna be
as sad as it was for you to lose your Sekiwake spot. This is gonna be so entertaining.
It's that weird. It's like those movies where like you follow the serial killer as he goes around and does the knife stabs on all of the teenagers and college people instead of it the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to be a fun time for some of these guys.
I know. I kind of feel bad for some people down here, but at the same time...
Like Fujinokawa?
That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I expect Fujinokawa to get air too, but...
We'll see. He hasn't seen some of these guys, so maybe they could be slippery.
There is... I'm not counting any of them out. I'm just saying that they're going to be sore and beat up.
Do we know what Daieisho's injury was?
A calf. Like,
okay.
There is some amount of an asterisk on this because, like when Hokutofuji got his leg injured, like it took him longer than normal to get back up to speed. So there is the potential that he's not going to be hitting off the block nearly as hard as he used to.
I was going to say the calf is going to affect his Tachiai. which the Tachiai is everything for pusher thruster.
Yes. So this is not we say things are pretty confident because also Daieisho is just good at other things. He just doesn't let you think he is.
Right, and the thing is that his hits are heavy.
Yes.
So even if he's a little slower in the Tachiai, you're gonna get hit hard.
And down here, there's not a lot of people who'd be able to take advantage of a less than stellar Tachiai.
Him up at Sekiwake, you'd be like, oh boy, calf, he's gonna have a hard time.
He'd have a 5 and 10 with a bad calf in Sekiwake.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh boy, that's gonna be fun.
It'll be fun.
Now he might fight our next guy, Chirano Umi, Megashira 10 West, up from 13 East, 9-6. So he was having a little bit of trouble. He's coming back. He's on the older side. You know, his debut in the top division was at 30. I think he's like 32 at this point. So it's hard to say what we're seeing with him in terms of
32.
I was right. It's hard to say what we will see with him because he has reached sort of the veteran age, but he entered into Makauchi in the veteran realm anyway. So does he have more in the tank? Like, will we see more surging up? Will he kind of stay here? I don't know.
This is going to be probably the best way we're going to be able to gauge his level. Because beforehand, he just got an 11 and 4. You go all the way up, and then he'd be all the way up top. And then you get a 4 and 11. He comes all the way back down. He's up and down and up and down. Here, he got a more measured 9 and 6, which is still in the right direction. We were a little concerned because he was in a tumble. But here, this is going to be a very, very accurate measurement of, okay, what do you got now that you're sort of near the middle?
Right.
And he's going to just be fun to watch beat people up. You'd mentioned him fighting Daieisho. That's going to be a barroom brawl.
Oh, yeah.
Chirano Umi does not back down.
No, he's going to rise to that challenge.
And Daieisho only goes in one direction.
Mm-hmm. And he goes in that direction very heavily.
So this is going to be just meat smashing sounds. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Chirano is just going to bring that level of energy. He always does. And I think from here, it's going to be like if he gets beforehand, like he'd get the 11 and 4, you're just like, oh, you're too low. And then you get the 4 and 11, it's like, oh, you're too high. Like here, if he gets good or a bad ranking, we'll be like, well, you were where you're supposed to be. So now we can figure it out.
Right, exactly. Kind of a sweet position to be in, the 10 spot. Now, one of the people he will fight is our next guy who really needs no introduction. Mr. Shodai gets a modest return. I can't help but think it wasn't just because of the people around him. It's like, that's all you deserve. 9 and 6 from Casual Shodai. We weren't sure when he was at Maegashira 13, like, will he get desperate now? Will he try now? He tried. He casually got a 9 and 6.
Well, his baseline level of sumo mastery got him a Kachikoshi this far down. There was the question whether he was going to completely just fade away into the sunset and that would be the end of it. But Shodai just sort of accidentally got a Kachikoshi, so...
Well, I think, like I said, I've said this maybe on the live stream. The thing about Shodai that was different is that he would absorb everyone's Tachiai. So instead of meeting you in the middle, he literally would just stands up and takes your blast. At this point in his sumo career, that's like getting hit by a car hundreds of times. The absorption is just not there. And that's a big part of why Shodai probably just can't do this anymore. And why he has his ER moments. Because it's like, ow, that hurt more than I was prepared to take. I'm going to just get out of the ring now. It's kind of a rough style to keep going with. So, there's no way to know what Shodai is going to do. I feel like he's the kind of guy that could retire tomorrow and we'd all be surprised. Or fight on another 10 years.
For the fighting on 10 years point, the fact that he just got the Kachikoshi at 13 does...
Without really trying.
He's going to stick around if he wants to.
Exactly.
Which is good news for Shodai fans. And this tournament is going to be how we can sort of see how this pattern is going to play out.
Right. When he gets down this low, what does he do?
What does he do? And is the time and injuries going to mean he's going to spark and fade? Is he sort of just going to be passively floating around this rank and then just do better or worse depending on where he lands?
You kind of get this vibe, and this is purely guessing. I don't have any intel. That he's just fighting to get a paycheck. Like either to keep going to get the paycheck or to keep going to get elder stock. And that if he had a choice, he would just be... I just kind of feel like he's got to keep doing it versus he wants to keep doing it. I could be totally wrong. This is just my opinion and guess. Yeah. But that's how he fights. Yeah.
The longer string of Makakoshi had me concerned again about that fade. And so if nothing, like a 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", 4 and 11 when he just accidentally Kamasubi. So if nothing else, he stopped the bleeding. So from now, we're going to see whether or not he just had a good one in July and then he's going to be back to fading, or if he's just going to sort of bob back up and we're like, okay, he's just an M10 kind of a guy now.
He might miss having some of his old rivals. Maybe seeing Daieisho down there will give him a little bit of fire.
But bless him and his crazy ways, one way or the other.
He brings character to sumo.
So, and we're going to see him for a little bit while longer. I'm fairly optimistic from July that he's going to be here basically as long as he feels like it. And September will confirm that.
Yeah. Now, we have Roga, Maegashira 11 West, down from 10 West with a 7 and 8. Bad luck on day 15.
You got the Hiro to Umi 7 and 7 match.
Yeah, so he gets bumped down instead of, getting to gradually go up. But his consistency is back. It's, in general, a good sign. Like, okay, so he went down a rank. Not a huge deal for what he's trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. If he can just keep himself steady, doing what he needs to do, doing his style of sumo, as we say, I think he's going to incrementally continue to surge up. But there will be a ceiling sooner for him than for some others.
He's a few ranks below where he was when he got the injury. But in terms of like talent and his potential, he's about where he should be for how good he is at sumo. So from here, this would be the let's build, let's grow. We've reached the part where we can refine the craft, and he's been doing that.
Right. This is where the hard work is.
Yes.
Right here.
Roga is also he's not a surge kind of a person.
No.
He's a over time. So we're gonna see him around here, consistently good sumo, and probably just gonna have fun watching him for 15 days in September. From now on, and this is more of like a broader term, so like September, November, maybe into January, and then so we're gonna be watching this like see something manifest from him, and that's gonna be the sign that he's reached that new level and he's gonna start going up a little bit more consistency. And it's sort of like we've just now settled in, so like now the timer has begun on his ascension to greatness.
Right. So don't have any high expectations for him. Just watch him go. Yeah.
And enjoy the sumo. He does good stuff. He's got some great grit.
You can watch some good matches that way. Now, our next guy, Takerufuji, Maegashira 12 East down from 6 East. Tore the bicep?
Yes.
I heard, and I don't know if these are true, that he might be out for this tournament.
I think it's more of he is not committed to being there in a very skittish kind of a way, where they don't want to say, they don't want to say too early that he's not going to be there, but it sounds like he might not be ready.
Right. So it kind of throws our whole thing off, but we know who Takerufuji is. He's hard-nosed. He's fast on the tachi-ai. When things are going well, he's going to hit you hard. But with this injury situation, even if the arm is better, it's probably not 100%.
Yeah. So if he does show up, the X factor will be how this affects his power and his confidence. Because when he came back from an injury before, there was definitely a hesitation. So it was sort of a slow rebuild until he got to his level of power again. If he doesn't show up at all, he's got a rebuild from Jurio, which sucks. But if he shows up now, I would expect him to not be at 100%, which...
It's very unfortunate.
He does need to be at 100% in order to really do well. Like, he's somebody who doesn't seem to do too well otherwise.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because we've talked about injuries a lot with people. Here's an example of someone where the injuries might take him down, and we might never get to see what he was going to be.
It's becoming a pattern, and that's not a good pattern that you want to see.
Especially different body parts.
Yeah. So, like, honestly, from him, we need to, like, sort of just like an average. We need more Roga out of him. Yeah. Ironically,
just like slowly
build up, and then you'll hit that point that you can just explode again.
Well, it's tough because he's a fiery guy. He really wants it. He's hungry, but that can work against you.
It's definitely working against him.
I really hope that he can heal up, and we don't have like a Tomokaze on our hands where we never get to see what he could have been.
It's in his. Right now. It's in his control.
Yes.
For now.
Mm-hmm. Right. And no matter what, you can't take away from him making that, like, it was a 100-year record.
Oh, he broke it. So yeah, he has what he's done. Nobody can take it away from him. It's whether or not he can do
it again.
Yeah, or do it again, and that's the rough part.
Sumo's a rough sport, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure
Not that
is.
I have to tell you that, but unfortunately, this can sometimes be the case. We will hope for the best for Mr. Takerufuji. Now, speaking of wishing the best, and maybe it happens, Takayumi, Maegashira 12 West, up from 16 West with a 10-5. All of a sudden, Takayumi looked like the old Takayumi.
He woke back up.
What happened? Like,
it was another. Oh my goodness! I had almost lost hope, and the fighting spirit just came back. He was in the Yusho contention for a few days.
You can never lose hope. He is an example of why you don't.
Yeah, he may just have hit that veteran second win that sometimes get these people that everything just lines back up again, and then they just go after it.
Well, look at Terunofuji. He did all of that stuff coming back to Ozeki and Yokozuna in his 30s.
Yeah, So this is gonna be we really want you to do well, and if he does well in September, like, he's going.
Yeah,
he's going.
Yeah, he's going right back up. But we do have to take into account that July is his tournament.
Correct.
So he might have been a little extra excited. But I don't think we should let it take away too much from...
I'm hopeful. I'm happy. But we were talking about, in the beginning of July, about him maybe needing to be in Jurio.
Yep.
And now this is about as far away from that as you can get. We're like, oh man, how high is he going to go?
Exactly.
So definitely, if nothing else, an attitude adjustment in the right direction.
Yes, you've got to celebrate your wins. Don't let yourself, don't talk yourself back into the doldrums,
Yes.
But then we talk about Meisei, and then I'm right back into the darkness. Maegashira 13 East, down from Maegashira 5 West, 3-12. Just when he was starting to get back to Meisei form, he gets hurt. He looked horrible in the tournament. He probably shouldn't even have shown up, but if he didn't show up, maybe he would have gotten completely knocked down. Maegashira 13, if he's even physically in decent shape, he should do well down here.
Like the way his sumo was improving looked so good, and then the injury just takes it all away. It's so heartbreaking. So what we're gonna get is, if there is even a fraction of that guy still here, he's gonna be fine. Like, look at this cluster of these Jurio relics they brought up for us.
Mm-hmm.
A game Meisei is gonna just clean out.
And he'll gain a lot of confidence.
Yeah, a lot of confidence, go back up. And now on the same side, if this injury is really a big problem, if this is something that's just something he can't get over, then we're going to know pretty quickly that this is a more chronic or more serious problem that just can't get fixed.
And in the case of Meisei, is he the type of guy that would just drop down and try to make his way back up? Or, do we get a surprise retirement? I don't know. I feel like he would try to work his way back up.
I think he would. I think he'd claw his way back out. Also, like, if you go down to Jurio, like, he'll bounce off of that.
Exactly. So, big question marks for Meisei in this tournament.
Big sad face. I'm just hoping that he gets enough wins, and if he
gets away from this,
he gets away from it, gets a buffer, and hopefully can heal back up.
Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Now we have Toki Hayate, Maegashira 13 West, down from 11 West with a 6-9. A setback was inevitable, I think.
Yeah, he was at his career highest rank, and Toki Hayate is definitely trying to find his footing.
Yeah.
The win from being at M11 is I belong up here, but that's about as far as he's gotten.
Right.
It's just like you're top division, but you're lower rungs, which is better than before when he had trouble staying. He kept getting,
he would just get kicked right back down.
He just kicked back right down to Jurio. So like, okay, top division wrestler Toki Hayate now needs to find the next step up.
And it might be through fighting the small guys. You know, maybe that's where he starts to build some skill sets.
Yep, he's definitely gonna be a longer burn, slower builder kind of guy, and so it's the long perspective for him. I'm not expecting anything crazy out of him.
Right.
I don't think anybody is, and really from this rank, he can do Makakoshi, he can do Kachikoshi, it could be a 6-9, a 9-6.
Right. It shouldn't be too catastrophic to him.
There should be a consistency in the I'm in the top division, I am a top division wrestler, and then from there need to be a little bit more dynamic, need to be a little bit stronger, faster, better, and that's him finding himself. And this is also a fun storyline when you get these slow builders, because then you sort of you get to see them go from store brand nothing to absolutely who knows what. Exactly.
And you've got to have your mystery men, where are they gonna go at some point?
Yeah. And then not that he's boring, but you do have these people he's his grit and his technique it's really pretty spot on.
He just doesn't stand out yet.
He does not stand out yet. He doesn't have that thing. And so then it becomes all the more cooler when that thing manifests and you're like, oh, this is what it means. We were headed
toward this. There was little signs.
Yes. So sort of pay attention to him, but this is definitely the garden outside that it needs time.
Yeah. Got to pull out a few weeds and we'll enjoy him. We'll keep an eye on him. As we will also keep an eye on Sadano Umi, Maegashira 14 East, down from 8 East with a 4-11. Okay, so we knew 8 East was too high.
Too high.
This score was a little bit worse than we expected. We know that he is 37 at this point. Yes. So if not for Tamawashi, everyone would be like, Sadano Umi, how are you doing this? So what can you expect? He's given it his best. He's veteran, not approaching veteran. And I still think he's got enough in the tank that at Maegashira 14 we'll get a decent...
I think he'll do pretty well, yes. I think he was just a little too high up. I'm not worried at all. I mean, he is pretty low down there, but I also think that he's pretty safe.
Yeah.
He was... The 4-11 was not him getting embarrassed.
It's just he can't keep up.
It just can't keep up there. It's too fast. So down here, nice and slow and easy for him. I am expecting him to do pretty well. Have some good drives. Embarrass somebody.
Yeah,
it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, not gonna put him on a watch list at this point.
No.
We are going to speak about Asakuryu, Maegashira 14 West, down from 12 West with a 6-9. Okay, so he dazzles us with his small man, big man sumo. But he's not, he's a small dude. That's not enough right now to get out of this sort of basement area. He's going to have to probably do some tricks, that kind of thing. But, he's fun. He's an exciting really wrestler. To watch this little tiny guy just come in there I'm going to get you.
Power muscle guy. It is. So what's interesting is that Toki Hayate and Asakuryu are following a very similar pattern in that they're settling in, they're trying to figure out what's the next step. But then what's interesting is that with Asakuryu, just because of his body type and his dynamic sumo, he has his thing. And then you're looking at him, you're just you just make your thing better. And then you go to Toki Hayate, and again, Toki Hayate has good grappling, he's got good grit, he's a lot of potential, but he doesn't have that thing.
Right.
And so just sort of sitting back and thinking of our own reactions, we're Toki Hayate, we're like, oh yeah, he's there. Let's look forward to him. I still think that Tokihayate, like, there will be a moment that he just hits the runway and it'll be pretty good. But it's just the way that sumo in human interest is that these guys almost have identical patterns, but everybody's interested in Asakuryu, and I have trouble remembering Tokihayate's name.
Yeah.
Which, egg on me. It's my
just
job.
It's a personality thing, you know?
I gotta dock my pay again for forgetting Tokihayate's
Boy,
name.
we're at negative $250, John.
I had to go bow to more people, guys. I'm sorry.
Gonna have to get those T-shirts out there to make that money back.
But for Asakuryu, it feels like win, lose, or draw is gonna be fun to watch, and he is improving.
Yeah,
it's just that his improvement is not fast enough to keep up with the ranks.
Well, it's equal to his body size. Like,
also true.
You know, when you're that small and you're in the land of giants, you take your time and you try to figure it out. I mean, there are advantages to being smaller, and you know, you just got to pick your spot, so to speak. Channel Midori Fuji, the current top guy who might get thrown off by Fujinokawa. But anyway, I will look forward to watching his matches nonetheless. Now, here we go. This one's going to be interesting. Tobizaru. We have not spoken about him this low down in a long time. Maegashira 15 down from 17. So he was already Makikoshi, and then he gets his arm ripped off. Who was the one who did that to him? Was it Tamifuji?
I think it was Fujinokawa, actually. Hang on, where are you?
He got a vicious ripping of the arm.
No, Asakuryu.
Oh, as we were just speaking about him.
Strongman guy. Yeah,
he just damaged that man. So, if he is healthy, he should be fine down here. He should do great. He should be able to run circles around, definitely Sadanoumi. He might want his revenge on Asakuryu. But he was already kind of struggling, so something's going on. Has Tobizaru finally, just hit a point where he can't do it at that level?
So he was fading, but he was fading at M7.
Right.
So we're looking at him, we're like, okay, maybe similar story like Wakamoto Haru or Gonoyama or Kim Bozan. It's just like, you just can't make it work all the way up there. But then we're like, okay, maybe you go to 8, maybe you go to 9, not a big deal. But
we're
now,
expecting the jump off the cliff.
All the way down to 15.
I feel like his good Banzake luck was just trampled. And they're like, here's some bad at you.
So from here, the big question ultimately is if that fade was like a slower fade, then there's nothing.
I wouldn't be worried.
There's nothing down here that's going to stop him. He'll get 9-10 wins pretty easy. If that fade was part of a larger problem that the arm only made worse,
then he's in trouble down at 15.
Then yeah, and we're not going to know until September hits because Tobizaru's just been up there this whole time.
Right. There's no data, as you had mentioned earlier.
I just my takeaway is Tobizaru, please hang in there.
Yeah.
If it's terrible, just get a 6 and 9, and we'll worry about this later.
The good thing is that his style of sumo, the sort of grabbing, pulling thing, will be fun to watch against different opponents this time.
Yes,
because we've been seeing him fight the same guys over and over again.
Yeah, like if you took a Tobizaru from 6 months ago and you put him here, you're like 11 wins.
Right.
So I think we're gonna know pretty quickly for him, the first 5 days.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he starts thrashing and we're like, oh, we're fine, so, take him off the list. But if he's like a 2 and 3 down here on day 5,
then something's wrong.
That's a concern. Also, he is somebody that you don't think he's that old, but he's in fact 33.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's like.
Yeah. So something else to keep in mind. That was what my initial takeaway was going to be on the fade. Is that it's just like what we were saying with Wakamoto Haru. It's just like age is finally catching up, like it always does.
And Tobizaru had a later resurgence into the top division.
Yes, he was late 20s when he came in.
Exactly. So, it's one of those things where time takes everybody. And we'll see if it's his time or not.
Hope not, but only one way to find out.
Well, if you look at a man like Shonana Umi, who we haven't seen in a little while, he has finally returned from Jurio 2 East with a 10-5. So he doesn't have to stay out of. He's good enough to get out of Jurio. I'm still concerned For such a big man, I feel like he should be doing better.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be shocked if he got sent back down. But we'll see.
There's a lot of questions that Shonan Naomi needs to answer by destroying his opponents. And like we've seen him do it.
He needs to just do it.
Yeah. I feel like we're checking the quizzes for another teacher.
Yeah.
And that like here's the answer key. It's just like you don't have to really know what the questions are.
Right.
You just look over just like, did Shonan Naomi just embarrass somebody? Yeah, okay, he's fine. Did he get pushed back by somebody half his size? Yeah, well, we may have a problem.
Right. I mean, with him coming up into the 15 spot, it really is like you have to do well or you're done.
Yeah.
Like you have to do at least 6 and 9, maybe greater, depending on what happens.
You may need a 7 and 8. Though maybe a 6 and 8 can get away with if there's enough other bad people around.
I mean,
him.
look at the people below him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance.
Yeah, like
none of these guys are looking too great.
Yeah, there's a few names in there that are that they may be calling ahead to get their favorite Jurio bench warmed up for them.
Yeah,
but
pretty much all of them.
But yeah, for Shonan Naomi, it's sort of the larger questions he had when he left do not appear to be answered. So,
and that's the thing.
That is the thing.
We really have no idea why he wound up in that situation, and since we don't know that it won't happen again. So,
yeah, Shonan Naomi, buck the trend. Show us the life.
Yes. Now, Tomokaze is the guy we haven't seen in a while. Maegashira 16 East, up from 2 West, 9 and 6. He's a veteran. He's a Jurio veteran at this point.
He's just a Jurio guy who snuck in.
But how old is he now?
I don't think he's that old.
Because he was very young when all of this stuff happened.
31.
Okay, so he's like just entering into possible veteran territory, which is so sad. Anyway, so I don't know that he's ever going to get in a physical condition that will show us anything like what he was going to do.
Yeah, I like at this point it's just like, oh, well, he's back. It's nice
like
to
a
see.
Bonus.
It's a bonus, but he has Jurio level sumo these days.
Yep.
And he just worked his way up into a position where he can have a cameo. This is Chiyomaru.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Oh, that's so sad, but yep.
It is. That's where we're at with him.
That's where we're at.
I had a bit of a teary-eyed moment. I'm like, this is what we get for him nowadays.
When we first saw him, I never would have pictured this.
Yeah. He was like a Kusano.
Yeah.
He's
a cautionary tale, man.
Kind of is.
Ugh. But you know what? We'll enjoy him for now. Maybe he can get an 8 and 7. Maybe he can stick around another tournament.
Yeah, I think there's enough reason to hope that he can stick around, tread water.
Because there's a lot of...
Yeah, there's a lot
of... Like, the guys under him, with the exception of Hitoshi, which we don't know much about, they're all on that list.
Yeah, so, this is one of those, you don't need to do well, you just need to do better than other people.
Exactly. So, hopefully, we can see something,
Well, he'll be on the Banzuke for 15 days at least.
Right.
Let's see his name in matches.
Now, this is the first time in a while that we've had kind of a depressing ending here.
Mm-hmm.
With the exception of Hitoshi, all these guys, like, great, you got promoted up, but I'm not necessarily a believer. So we got Nishikigi, veteran. I think he's 36.
He's older, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there. Barely scrapes back in. He got knocked into Jurio, 8 and 7. We know what he's capable of when things are on, but I don't know if we're ever going to see on again for him.
Yeah, his days of throwing Terunofuji are over.
Yeah. Like, he'll be lucky just to survive the 15 days.
I think so.
And then who knows? I'd put him on the retirement watch list. We never know the reasons why some guys stay as long as they do. Sometimes it's elder stock. Sometimes it's, you got to bring money home to your family. So without knowing what his reasons are, he could shock us with the retirement, or he could just fight again for 10 more years, like I said. But I wouldn't be surprised with a retirement, I guess.
It'll be fun to see him. I mean, that's gonna be my theme for the next couple of people.
Yeah.
He's back.
Back and won't stay.
It's at this point, it's an uphill battle. There's a potential that he can at least do enough to stick around.
Yeah.
but that fade in the Jurio was fairly definitive. And an 8-7 at Jurio 1 to get back in is
not a good sign.
Does not bring me confidence. So nice to see you again, Nishikigi. I'm gonna remember the man that you were only a couple of years ago. Honestly,
I know it happens so fast.
Sometimes they just come at you.
Yeah. Ryuden, he's been struggling for since 2020. We've seen weird sides of Ryuden. He basically just scraped back up to 8-7 on Jurio 1 West. This is his second time in Jurio this year. He hasn't had a Kachikoshi since September of last year. That's a really bad sign. The question is, does he have anything left in the tank to do anything, or is he just hanging on?
His larger issues when he fell down in the Jurio was just the defenses, which was the last thing he had going for him, were starting to go. Mm-hmm. So that kind of a problem just seems to be like a comprehensive killing time until I can't anymore.
Yeah. He seems like a 9-to-5er right now.
Well, that's all he can do right now.
Yeah.
So he's a good candidate to go. Unfortunately, we get to see him again. So for Shonana Umi, for Nishikigi to an extent, maybe Komokaze, to go down and be like, oh, maybe they can do something to come back up.
Right. If Ryuden goes back down, it's that might be a permanent home.
That might be the last time he's up in the top division.
Yeah, especially if he gets really knocked down there. If he gets knocked down in Jurio 1, he might be back. But if he gets down to 7 or 8...
Yeah, so Ryuden fans, enjoy this one.
Might be your last.
Drink it up.
Now, Hitoshi's an interesting one. Maegashira 17 West up from Jurio 6 East. So he got a 10-5, but you don't always make it to the top division this way. I don't know if he's ready.
He is. This is going to be about as rough of an entry as you're going to get.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he was this is him just barely doing enough. So if you look at him well, first off, he's been a career unsalaried, and then finally he figures it out.
For 3 tournaments.
For 3 tournaments.
Yikes.
And this is, so he had a 7 and 8 at Jurio 6. And then he holds rank on a 7 and 8, and he gets a 10 and 5, and they're like, "Here you go, top division."
He's got a friend somewhere.
So now for him, this was he had a 10 and 5, and they literally could not give this to anyone else. And there were people that were falling out of July, falling hard. You had the 5, a lot of double-digit losses, really low down.
Yep.
So this is the Banzaki committee could not save people.
Right. And they're he's got to go up.
Jurio at the end of July was also the top division. Everybody was Makakoshiing out. So this was just is there anybody? They're looking around. Is there anybody here who has a good record in the top Jurio 10? And they go all the way down the list. They find Hitoshi. They're like, we got no other choice.
Right.
We're going to throw you in.
So he can look at this as I made it, but I'm not going to stay.
Dude, this is you want to take somebody who is going to be out of their depth and just throw them in for the fun of it.
This is gladiator stuff.
This is gladiator stuff. This is, now, for Hitoshi, it's going to either be the one chance he needed to show everybody what he's got, or this guy's gonna be 1-14.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
we don't get changes like this that often.
No, this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be a weird fun.
Almost a twisted fun.
This is like watching Takeshi's Castle kind of fun. Ever?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of lost for words because I want to say, well, maybe he'll, but I'm I don't believe it. I don't believe that this miracle is going to happen.
We run this scenario 100 times. There's one time it works.
Yeah. I just don't see it for poor Hitoshi, but I like the fact that he'll be able to say he was a top division wrestler.
This is there's a lot, like you said, there's a lot of optimism you can just being on this list.
Yeah.
You get that picture. You get the picture of them holding up the Banzuke and they're pointing at their name.
That's right.
He's got that. Congratulations.
If this is the only time he ever does it, he still did it.
Yep.
So
Yep.
sometimes luck is a skill, like we said.
The most important thing is that he made it on the 42 Opinions.
Exactly. What a great honor for him to be spoken about by us, the classic sumo commentators of our age.
I don't know how I got that whole sentence out without breaking down. I somehow managed.
John's literally turning purple, guys. He is so amused by this absurdity.
Oh, God.
That's what I'm saying. This is not a serious show, guys. Like, take it for what it is.
Utter nonsense out of my mouth. Anyway, Hitoshi, enjoy the next 15 days of sumo.
We will.
However you can figure it out.
Well, hey, with our next guy, Shishi, he somehow survives.
Oh, my goodness.
I was asked by somebody in the comment section, why does everybody hate Shishi? I don't hate Shishi. I am confounded by Shishi. I don't understand Shishi.
I want the return of the anti-sumo Shishi.
Yes.
That we had, what was it, in March?
The Shishi who did things that were not sumo and won.
The sumo isn't real. I'll show you by just grabbing you incorrectly and winning anyway.
Exactly.
I'm going to flail around and somehow get behind you and win, Shishi. I want that. That whatever that absolute madness is.
I mean, sumo takes all kinds.
It does. This is why, like, that was I'm still holding on to that now. 3 tournaments ago.
Now they could have put Tamawashi into a Komusubi spot. They could have, but they believed in you, Shishi. So what are you going to bring to us?
So he is definitely a character.
He is from like a monster movie or something.
Oh my goodness. He's a special man.
We can't really even like make a prediction for him.
Well, the smart money is he's back in Jurio because there doesn't seem to be any method to this madness.
I would agree with that. But somehow he hangs on. What if we get like a 6 and 9 hold from him or something?
Well, it's also like I keep pointing at this. These 3 wins here were legit.
Yeah.
He like right here, he was 4 and 8. And most people would be like, well,
he's done.
Pack it in. And then he's just like, no. So Kotoshoho, whatever. Asakuryu, that's legit. And he beat him legit. Toki Hayate, not a pushover. And if you're somebody who gave up, you're losing this match because Toki Hayate is going to want to win.
Right, exactly.
So there is some part of him that wants to do sumo.
And we're just going to go along for the ride.
Yeah. So if he can figure out whatever the hell he did on days 14 and 15 and just do that for the other 13 days.
All he has to do is get one more win than he got. And he's still here.
He does, yeah. That's probably a better way to look at it. Just do exactly what you did before, but just find one win.
Yeah. And then he stays here and people continue to be confused.
Confused and astounded by this.
If you were going to show someone who's never seen sumo a sumo match, do not show them a Shishi
match. No, leave Shishi out of this.
Be like, nope, this is the wrong way to sumo.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to get somebody into like alcohol, like booze or wine. Like you don't give them the moonshine up front. You don't be like, oh, this is some 120 proof stuff that I just made in my basement. You don't start with that. No,
you start with, let's take a look at this Hoshoryu versus Onosato match. And let's watch Ura and Tobizaru. And then after you've shown them a bunch of matches, well, this is Shishi.
Yeah. You get
don't like
to
talk
point.
about him. But
this is the wild side of things.
This is where it can go.
Once you have a deep enough appreciation of sumo, you'll be able to look at this and form an opinion. Yes. That opinion may be abject hatred, but...
you might love him. There's some people might love the craziness that he brings.
I'm fascinated by this.
Yes,
this
it's like
anomaly.
A science experiment to me.
But yeah, if you try to show this to somebody who doesn't really fully understand it, you'll be like, "What?
What is he doing?
I don't know what this is." But anyway, Flash Shishi, you're in it. You're in it in September. It is now entirely in your hands. Whether you want to be here in November.
Yep. So our Jurio, so Kotoshoho promoted to Jurio? Demoted into Jurio.
Yeah, so the first...
That's right.
Yeah,
okay.
these are the people that got kicked out. So Kotoshoho was like 6 and 9, way down. If Kotoshoho got a 7 and 8, Shishi would be in Jurio instead.
Got to work on that, Kotoeho.
Come on. It was his first time up. Not too bad for a first timer who needs to learn the ropes.
Our boy Chiyoshima having a rough time of it.
Very rough time.
So all these surgeries. Endo got a surgery.
Yes.
We'll see what turns out for him. Kaio, I think, was injured. I don't know if there's anything official, but
he also had a 4-11 way down.
Yeah. But I think like the injury is why he did so poorly.
Yeah, I think so.
Hinaomi didn't really belong up in the top division anyway.
He snuck in the back door, and then somebody found him and threw him out.
So Mita.
So Mita is 4. He won the Jurio Yusho. He is now the next big thing. As you can see, he started sumo in last year. And he's got a Jurio Yusho with 11-4, but whatever, it's Jurio, who cares? And here we are in September, 1 year later, and he is pivoting to go into the top division.
Yeah, one more tournament.
One more tournament.
He might be in.
So he's the latest new hotness.
There's always another one.
There's always a new, and they're always hot, and that is him. Looking else, there's another name that you may remember.
Yes, Asanoyama has finally made his.
He has returned to Jurio. Now, Asanoyama is really going through it. This is the ACL tear he's coming back from after getting another injury.
Yeah, there was a time where seeing Asanoyama and Jurio, you'd be like, oh, he'll be back. Now I'm not sure. He really struggled in the third division.
So this is tentative. This is keep an eye on Jurio for his matches, see how he's doing. It may be a bit of a optimistically. Now, if he's building himself up like he is, he's being safe. Nothing else.
No other injuries.
Knocking on the woods. He's probably not going to pole vault up to the top division again.
Yeah.
But this is the close step for us in 42 Opinions. Like if you show up in the Jurio list, then we're not.
You'll get spoken about in some way.
We'll get spoken about. We'll be keeping an eye on you. This may be motivation enough for me to try to do more Jurio matches this tournament. I always say I'm gonna, and I never do. Maybe this time will be different.
Yeah, because I want to see how Asanoyama does.
Yep. Something else to keep an eye on is Takarafuji this far down.
We might be looking at a retirement announcement.
We may not be able to get him back up here again, but we will get a Nishiki Fuji maybe.
Okay, and then we'll have to see how Endo does after the surgery.
Correct, if he comes back.
Yeah, that's true, if he even has the tournament.
Yep, so
at this point, do we want to do the wish list and then the prediction, or the prediction and the wish list?
We'll do wish list first.
Okay.
Wish list, Tamawashi and Kamasubi.
Yes, that's number 1.
Spirit bomb energy. Everybody pray with me. Tamawashi. 8 and 7 and 9 or 6. 8 and 7, 9 and 6. Get in there.
Yokozuna's to perform Yokozuna level sumo.
Yeah, Yokozuna Senshiraku.
Oh, okay.
Like, do good, do badly. We want them to do.
That's right.
Do good, but I want
they both need to fight on the final
I want
day.
them to fight on day 15.
And hopefully they are doing good.
Ideally for the Yusho, at least just to have them fight again.
Yes, we don't want any injury pullouts.
No pullouts, no like blatantly bad hanging on.
Yeah, like you're doing terrible and you're just kind of here and then you fight in the last day and it sucks.
About as close to 100% as you can get for being on the last day.
Yes. Wakatakakage Ozeki? Is that on the wish list?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's
sure. Kotozakura, what do you wish for with such a man?
8 and 7.
8 and 7 Kotozakura. Okay.
I want to do more Kotozakura, but I want to do more.
I know, but our realism won't let us. Ichi Yamamoto to continue to excel.
Yes.
And an awesome match between at least 2 of the small guys.
Yes.
Like some just you can never forget kind of match.
Well, that feels good.
That's a good list. All right, so who's predicting first?
I'm gonna do the obvious one.
Okay.
Daieisho.
All right. I am going to. I have a strong vibe in this, which means it won't happen. Onishiki.
Ooh. Ooh, I like it. That'll
That's
kickstart the Ozeki run real quick.
Oh, yeah. It's going to happen immediately. I got a strong feeling.
All right.
But there's a lot of factors that we just spent, a couple hours discussing.
Yeah.
So don't quote me on that. Anyway.
Yeah. I think if you weren't betting for fun things, that Onosato or Hoshoryu getting it feels like the most likely outcome.
And it should be the outcome.
It should be the outcome. Again, they should... Them going in, like, one's got 13 wins, one's got 14 wins, and so they're fighting for the playoff or the outright win. Like, that's
what it should be.
That's what it should be. Now, the ideal situation is 14-0 going into the last day. Like,
oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, my... We will get there.
We will get there,
guys. Do not worry.
Yeah, stop fretting about this. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And then what's going to happen is that in about 2 years, it's going to be Onosato and Hoshoryu and Onishiki all going for it. And
we're going to get our 4 Yokozuna.
We'll throw Kusano in there. Hakuoho, I'm keeping a very cautious eye on. I'm not going to put too much on him right now.
Yeah.
Maybe Wakatakakage Yokozuna. I think he feels more like an Ozeki guy to me.
He really feels like an Ozeki guy to me.
Like a good Ozeki.
Yes.
Like a Takakeisho Ozeki.
He's a Takakeisho Ozeki, I think. But he's got to get there first, but I think he could be.
Yep. Getting ahead of ourselves a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit ahead of ourselves.
We're just trying to enjoy ourselves because this is going to be a great tournament, guys.
There's going to be highs and there's going to be lows. Keep this in mind.
Prepare for that.
Prepare. Where July, it felt like it was just there's a lot of craziness. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of fun. A little bit of a recess feel. So this is like everything coming back. So like somebody's gonna come out of here good. Somebody's gonna come out of here with broken dreams and probably broken something else. But we're not gonna be saying that. We're gonna knock on wood. We're knocking on wood. So just keep that in mind for your viewing experience. Expect something to hurt.
Yes.
There will be pain.
It is sumo. It should hurt.
Yes.
But hopefully not in the ways that we don't want to happen.
Yes. But
not permanent ways. But anyway, I should do the plug because everybody gets upset if I don't have the plug. Okay. You've been listening to 42 Opinions Sumo. If you like this channel and you like what you've heard, all of our rambling and our opinions, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like us, well, just comment anyway because we'll take the hate comment.
Yeah, it's still algorithm.
That's right. Algorithm, baby. All right, guys. It's been fun. We'll see you for live streams next week. 2 weeks. And yeah, we'll go from there. Enjoy.